Muy bien. Debería. Muy bien. Hello. Miss. Okay. Hi there. Teresa dice que iba a estar acá. All right. Hi, guys. I am in Buenos Aires. I'm at my mom's house. You're muted, Carol. Everyone's muted, or is it just me that I can't hear you guys?
Good morning, Diana.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Are
Yeah.
you in Buenos Aires?
I am.
Wow, you must have jet lag.
White Wall look like Buenos Aires?
Say hello to your mom for me.
Patricia,
Yeah, do
hello.
we get to see her?
I don't think she can fit behind me. I'm right against the wall, but I will turn the computer around when she's here and then I can show you her. But right now,
Are you going to sing to us
sing.
about Argentina?
Hold on. Probar unirse sin. Hold on. I'm trying to connect with my sister's second computer. And it's asking in Spanish. There we go. All right. So that's my second computer. I just need to make sure that the sound is off so that that's not an issue. And there you go. So guys, I'm seeing you over there and I'm letting people in over here. Okay, it's working. So, a ver, let me see. Quieren saludarte. Te doy vuelta al... Can you hear my mom?
No.
There's my mom. She's saying hi. Can you hear her saying buenos días?
Buenos días.
Patricia habla español. So I can't turn the computer on because I'm so connected with cables and she's sitting across the table from me. I'm at her dining room table and she's right there watching the class, but I can't turn this around. Later we can try. Anyway, whoops, someone has a second microphone on. Anyway.
Deanna, tell her we're your groupies.
Yeah, estas son mis fans, mamá. Algunas de estas son mis del grupo que toman todas mis clases. I told her some of you guys are the ones who are fans. It's as near as a groupie as I can say. She's saying congratulations. That's a good fandom. All right. So if you see here someone new in class, Lidia Musacchio, that's my sister, and I'm using her laptop. She's an architect, she uses it professionally, and that's why you see that name. So that's no one else is in the room. It's me. It's my second computer that I use to handle the Zoom from over there. Okay, but I'm still me. This one came on the suitcase. No, in my hands. So anyway, hi. How's everyone doing?
Probably a little warmer than you are.
Actually, you know what? Yesterday was incredible. I got here and I couldn't believe it was like 65, 70. We were like, I was in a t-shirt and my sister was like, this is crazy. Everyone's in a t-shirt. But today it's 45 degrees. So it's a typical typical
Winter.
winter again. It's not cold. They had a cold spell. I'm not just chit-chatting, I'm opening the chat here while I talk to you guys. Yeah, they had a cold spell where they were just cooler air last week, but yay, I missed it. So now I'm in regular winter weather. Okay, here comes Georgia, and you guys are all set up in that other computer. Okay, so let me go to the chat and give a little hey ho. I am very confused about the schedule because although it is morning for you, for me, we just finished our lunch. So yeah, timing. I will say good morning. Next time if I say good afternoon, it's because of this and not because I think it's afternoon for you guys. But I woke up today, my alarm went off. Like I always have an alarm set up for 8 a.m. in case I slept in and didn't get up early. By 8 a.m. I gotta be up because I teach at 9, right? So that's my late alarm. And so today my alarm started ringing at 8 a.m. and I was like, oh God, why am I so tired? It took me like half an hour to notice because that would have been 3 a.m. for me. And that's why I was so tired, or 4 a.m. Anyway, so I was like, oh, of course, it makes sense that I'm tired. But I didn't know why I was being so tired if it was 9 a.m. It wasn't. All right, here's Carl. But yeah, it was a long trip. Oh, guys, the funniest thing happened. Okay, last anecdote. Now I'm all set up. I just needed to figure things out with her. So guess what happened? I had to take a flight from LA to Miami and from Miami to Buenos Aires. We were waiting to board the Miami airplane at 11 p.m. No, 10:30 p.m. is when we had to board the Miami one. And we're about to board and they go, well, the staff everywhere, whatever, the crew, everyone's waiting. You guys are ready to come in, but we're missing a pilot. We can't find him. Have you ever heard that? We can't find our pilot. We're supposed to have 3 pilots because it's an overnight long flight. And there's only 2, and we cannot find our other pilot. I mean, over the loudspeakers, they weren't saying, you know, technically, we can't find one of our pilots. Half an hour, so we can't let you board yet. Half an hour later, guys, we still don't know where the pilot is. Sorry, so sorry. They were being really nice. They're singing happy birthday to some people. We're all just waiting. It took 3 hours. We didn't leave till 2:30 a.m. till a sub pilot, some other pilot came to take their place. So they never found, have you heard, I can't find my pilot? I mean, you'd think with connections, I was worrying, did he crash on the way there? Because it's one thing to say, he's sick, he didn't make it. No, we can't find our 3rd pilot. It was so weird. Anyway,
Deanna,
I've never
have
heard
you
that
ever
story
tried-
before.
have you ever tried going through Panama? It's much faster.
I've gone through so many different ways. This time, since I bought my ticket at the last minute, I ended up coming this way. But each time, because you go to Paraguay, but we tend to go through Chile or anyway, this time I came through. Usually I go through Dallas, not through Miami. It's the first time I've been to Miami in a long time. It's longer, but it's the only ticket that was available because I waited until like 3 days before the trip to take it. All right.
Yeah.
I'm all set up. You're all set up. Did everyone say hi in the chat? Did everyone
Oh.
give me a little hey ho? Don't forget to do that. And while I was happily flying around the world, you guys had to fly around your computer and do a lot of computer work. So who remembers what the homework was? Let's just say it and then
Files.
see who did it. Files, yeah. Now, specific
We had to make folders here.
folders, yeah. So those of you who still hadn't emptied out your downloads, you had to empty out your downloads. And this time, last week, you should have asked me about all these weird files that you didn't know what to do with in your downloads. If you still have any of those that you just don't know what to do, today's a good day to keep asking that. Then you were supposed to have emptied your trash. And ideally, you were supposed to have emptied your desktop by dragging the things that you have in the desktop we assume are things you really want. If you still had things in there you don't want anymore, those also go to the trash. But if you want everything that's on your desktop, you were supposed to put it in the documents folder. So right now, and it's okay, no make right, may wrong. If your trash is empty, if your downloads is empty or empty of everything except for just a couple that you purposely are leaving there because they're transitional, like when you're done with it, you'll trash them kind of thing. That's the only thing that stays in the downloads, the transitional items. And I'm not gonna ask about the desktop yet. If your downloads and your trash are empty, when I say empty, I mean except for just a couple pieces, then raise your hand. Downloads and trash. If they're empty, raise your hand.
No.
Like raise your hand, like raise. Like the whole, like buttons where you usually say yes or no. There's one in there that's a raise your hand. So that kind of raise your hand. Yeah, this one. See how now I have my hand next to me? That one is at the very bottom of when I usually ask you to say yes and no. in that same one, that's that little reactions button at the bottom. It says be right back is at the bottommost button, and then one above that is either raise your hand, or once it's raised, it becomes lower your hand. So if you've raised your hand, that means that you're pretty much cleared out, and some of you guys didn't have anything in them anyway, so you're lucky. You didn't do the work, but you're empty, okay? Then those of you who still have some things in there, and as I said, no make wrong, why is it there? Like you just didn't have time? That's fine, keep working on it. But is something not working? Is you have a question about some of the stuff that's there? That's what I would like to know. So Rodney, who's actually Denise, but who's sitting on Rodney's computer. Is Rodney not here today? Yeah.
He will join a bit later. He had a meeting at 9, so
Okay, great. So
he joins later.
let me go ahead and Carol, Michelle, Georgia, Diane, Julie, Yolanda, and Carol's. I'll say that both Carols, you didn't raise your hand. So if you just didn't do it because you didn't do it, that's fine. Don't bother. But is there any question? Those of you guys who didn't do it, that you have a question. So yeah,
Yeah.
Julie, what's the question?
Okay, what I don't understand is I know I set it up to empty my trash after 30 days, but when I go in my trash, I have things from years ago. How did that happen?
Well, hold on. The files can be from years ago. The file's date is from, 2022, but you put it in the trash last week. So once a month, it gets rid of anything that you put in the trash. So the once a month is getting rid of the files. Even if the file is really old or really new, it doesn't matter. Does that make sense? So
Yeah,
explain. If I open my trash, which is, by the way, still full, because in my teaching folder, in my teaching class, I need to keep things to show. But in my trash, oh no, my trash is pretty. Here we go. Here's a file from 2022,
right.
and here's a file from 2023.
Yeah,
Definitely more than a month ago, right? But the
yeah.
whole point is that I put it in the trash last week when we were in this class. So it's only been here for 1 week. Even though the file itself is old, this is not when I put it in the trash. This is when was that file modified.
Oh,
So I haven't opened this file or modified this flyer since July 25th, 2022. But it just got delivered to the trash, so it's going to sit in my trash for a month unless I say empty trash. Does that make sense? Here's
but
a
some of mine where it says the name, it has, some don't have a date. Many of them don't have a date, other than date modified. So that's what I'm confused about.
well, date modified is the date. There is no date of when I put it in the trash.
Oh, I thought that you just showed next to yours.
Oh, that's
has-
no, in my photos class, the
Uh-huh.
photos say that they have 10 days left or something like that. But in this computer trash, it doesn't. It's just in the trash. It just sits here. It doesn't tell me when I put it in the trash.
Oh, I thought on the left side it says screenshot 2025-07-15.
Oh, good point. This is the day I took it. This is the day I took it.
Oh, okay.
So this trash was taken in the year 2024,
Okay,
day 11th. At
okay.
3 p.m. This is the file name. It looks like I
Oh.
modified it. No, that one wasn't modified. It's the same date, 7/11/24. But if some of these have been modified, they'll have a different date. But if they haven't been modified, they'll have the same date.
So when you asked if we emptied our trash, I can't say yes because I've got all these things in it.
Okay, so
What should I do with them? Some are 2018.
yeah, it's stuff you didn't need that you threw away. So A, you wait for a month as of whenever you did this. Say you did this 3 days ago. In a month, they'll disappear from your trash. That's my alarm telling me that I'm about to start my afternoon class. Nope, I gotta fix my alarm. So I haven't fixed my alarm. So you're gonna hear alarms all day that are wrong. I need to fix them by tomorrow. I'll have them right. So this file was created in my computer in 2020, but I put it in the trash last week. So if I do nothing else if I have it set up to empty once a month, not once a month, that's what I'm gonna clarify. Once this file has sat here for 30 days, it will disappear from my trash. And if you guys are at the moment cleaning your computer, you might as well get rid of them right now. Either hit the word empty right here. Let me show you in pink what I mean by right here, right there. And then your entire trash will empty out right now instead of sitting around for 30 days. But normally you probably won't be getting rid of 50, 60 files at the same time. Normally you'll now and then get rid of one. And you don't have to go open your trash and get rid of it all the time. Just know that in a month it'll disappear. But if what you just got rid of is a big file, then you can get rid of it immediately. I can not right now grab this one and say, I want to get rid of it today. I don't want to empty my entire trash. I just want to get rid of it now. I can just do right click and delete that one immediately. And I can do that. Are you sure you want to delete it? But that date is the name of my file. I'm saying, yeah, delete it immediately. So now it's left my trash. So now I used to have 273, now I have 573. If I can select all of these from my trash, see how it says trash here, you guys?
Yeah.
I open my trash. I can say, I don't want these to sit here for 3 more weeks because I got rid of them last Thursday when we were in class, I got rid of them, right? In fact, it tells me that in the last 7 days, I've gotten rid of these. So now I'll go, I don't want them to sit here for 3 more weeks and to automatically empty themselves. So I'm going to just select them and just delete these for sure. I know I don't need them, delete them immediately. Boom. Are you sure you want to delete those 8? Yeah. And how did I do the 8? Remember, select, shift, select. So I got all of them at once, and now I go delete immediately. Are you sure? Yep, delete immediately. Boom, they're all gone. Okay. And over here, mine is not set up to delete in 30 days. Yours is, but not mine. So now it says previous 30 days, and it looks like I have a ton that I had put in here earlier than 30 days. So unless I delete them by hand, they're going to sit here forever. My trash is going to be eternally full. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
And I don't want an eternally full trash. So I need to come in and delete them myself. Since I don't want to do that, or maybe this was a mistake, this should have stayed somewhere else. I'm going to put this one away because I didn't mean to trash it. Then here, I need to move it.
It doesn't move.
Yeah, it's downloading itself because this has been here for so long. Now that I think about it. So it's actually going into, it's from my Dropbox. I shouldn't have moved that one, but never mind. See that little clock here? It's a video, it's a very, very large file, and it's a video, and it wasn't on my computer anymore. It was up in the cloud. So it took that long to download. And now it's moving. Anyway, so I wasn't aware that the one I just picked one out of the blue, and it turned out to be a really big file. So it's uploading now, see, into my cloud, which is what I moved it into. Okay, so let me share my entire screen. When Julie says she has set herself up to empty every 30 days, she's talking about, if I go to my Finder settings, there's, no, it wasn't in the Finder settings. Where was it that we did this? System settings?
Yeah, I think so. It's been so long.
Finder, here it is. Yeah, it's here in the Finder settings under advanced. I have it set up to remove items from the trash after 30 days. Then why is those there? Oh, because I did this the other day in class, so this didn't go in there yet. If this is clicked on, why didn't this empty? Because I'm sure I demoed this the other day, and this says that it's been here more than 30 days. So that doesn't.
Oh, you know what? Mine says remove items from the trash after 30 days. It's unchecked.
Oh,
So I don't know how it unchecked.
but if mine is checked, maybe because we were looking at it the other day.
Yeah, I don't know.
If so, then why are these here? I must have turned it on the other day. Oh, I know why. Because I turned it on last Thursday when I was teaching you. So as of last Thursday, now it's counting 30 days. Does that make sense? Because I just
Yeah.
turned that feature on. There we go. So even though it's been here longer, when I turned this on, the 30-day countdown started.
Oh,
So
okay.
when 30 days arrive, the ones that have been there forever will disappear immediately, and then the ones that have only been there 3 weeks will wait, and the 2 weeks will wait, and 1 week will wait. So it's a daily thing. So if I
Okay.
trash one today, say that I grab one thing and put it right now in the trash. Let me grab one of these. Let me see. What's that? Do I need that? No. So if I don't need this one and I move it to the trash, okay? So I just moved this one to the trash. So if I go over here today, I put this one in the trash. So 30 days from now, this one will disappear, but by then this one will be gone already because this one was put in the trash like 5 days ago. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah,
And
thank you.
So they all started a countdown of 30 days as of last week. So
Okay.
these will all go together because I turned on the feature last week.
Mhm.
But if I turn it off right now, say that I don't have this feature on, then what's going to happen is my stuff will sit here forever and ever and ever. And so if anyone has one of those trashes where you've had things for ridiculous amounts of time, it's like a very smelly trash, right? You've put it in there a long time ago and you never emptied it out. Go and empty it all out right now. And then it'll start, either you have to remember to empty it out all the time, or you need to turn that little option on. Okay, I'm gonna leave it off right now because I need things in my trash for teaching. I don't want it to actually disappear, but only because it's what I'm teaching. But some really big ones like that one, I don't want to keep in here. So I want, oh, see now that one that I said that was big, I'm gonna move it to my documents. Oh, okay, because I already moved it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are very welcome. All right. I'm accustomed to having you guys say yes or no, and raised hands is for questions. And so now I'm like, oh, you guys have questions, but no, I think you guys are just technically said that you emptied them out. But let's do this. Those of you who, Carol, looks like you got in again. Is that good, or is that from just now?
Oh, I emptied the.
Oh, not you.
why-
Sorry, Carl Soseda. Sorry.
Oh.
Carol Soseda was having a bad connection.
Yeah, and you were going in and out and it was getting me in and out. I'm gonna stay on until it starts doing that again, but right now you sound good.
Okay. The rest of you can hear me fine, right? This connection here is pretty strong, so. yeah.
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Bob, thanks for your message. Anyone else left me a message that I need to read? No, the rest of you guys are just saying hi. Okay, don't forget to go and say hi in the chat, please. And in case you don't see the chat, I'm gonna say hi myself right there. Wherever I said hi, that's a good place for you guys to give me your, okay. So now, anyone else who does not have an empty downloads or trash because you have an issue or a question? Nope.
Diana,
Yep.
I just want to make sure I'm not the only one because last lesson you were talking about recent. So when I was
talking about
working the recent file,
Oh, yeah.
the recent thing. So I said, okay, I'm gonna click on recent, and I discovered I had over 10,000
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that one.
recent. So I just want to make sure I'm not the only one.
Yeah, no, that's good. Let me first of all, I forgot that since I'm in the middle of my mom's house, I should be having my headset so she can hear me, but she doesn't need to hear the whole class. But I had forgotten about that. So let me put the headsets on. Give me a second, you guys. I'm going to disconnect my headsets from my phone. I have two phones here that will otherwise try to connect, and then my computer will come in. So let me now connect my headsets to my computer. She'll still hear me talking, but she doesn't need to hear all of you guys talking. That would be a bit too much. Okay, can you guys say something to make sure I can hear you?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Yeah.
Not good. So what did it connect to? My headset say connected, but what would it have connected to? Did not connect. Um, it's connecting to something, but it's not my two phones. Let me disconnect it again.
Yeah, we can hear you. Perfect.
No, you'll be fine. You won't notice any difference. It's my computer. I need to hear all the things that you're saying, like you just said, we're fine. You're in the middle of my mom's living room and she's hearing the entire class. And if she wants to do something, it's pretty uncomfortable. So I want to hear you through my headsets. She will still hear me, but she doesn't need to hear you, but I can't seem, what is it connecting to? It's connecting, but not connecting to my computer. Okay, can you guys say something now?
Hello.
Thing now.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
in my head. Okay, now I'm hearing you guys in here. Good. You're in my head, right? So now she's gonna keep hearing me. And she just said, I don't mind hearing you, dear loved one. Okay, she wants to hear my voice, but she certainly doesn't need to hear your voices all the time. So there you go. So now I'm a bit less invasive in her living room. But yes, you know, moms, they like to hear, I know that I would like to hear my kid's voice. So I know what she means. Okay. So I had to interrupt. Someone was asking me something and I had to say, stop, 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 because I was trying to get this done. So I believe Denise was asking about the recents. Can you hold off on that question? I'm going to make sure no one else has any more questions about the deleting stuff, and then I'll get to you, to your question. Okay, Denise? Diane?
Yes, I have a question. In my downloads, for instance, there's one called Support Log Main Rescue 2. When I go to open it, it says it's an app downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the worst thing you could ever do, is just open an app, especially with someone from the internet, just to see what it is, because that's the way bad things come into your computer, right? So
Right.
you definitely want to not do that. And if you don't know what it is, does it have a date? Can you tell me what date it is?
3/22/21.
Okay, an app, any app, even if it was one you know, that was downloaded in 2021, has no place being on your computer. At this point, it would have been downloaded much sooner. Does that make sense, you guys? So first of all, just the fact that it's an app and it was from 2021, you should get rid of it. Second of all, you don't know what it is. You should definitely get rid of it. If at all it had some use in 2021 and it wasn't trash, then for sure it has no use now. Does that make sense, you guys? I'm not answering just Diane. I'm answering her. But does everyone get what I mean by that? You don't want apps that you don't know what they are running on your computers, because hold on. Apps can come in attached with other downloads that you make from like questionable sites. And maybe you think you're downloading an invitation to someone's birthday party, and next thing you know, it came with a virus, and it comes in different forms. One of the forms that come in is as an app disguised as rescue, you know, helper, that kind of things. And so you just go, oh, this sounds important. So you open it up. And if you had, fortunately, the Mac has that feature that says, are you sure you want to open this one? Which is what stopped you. But had it not, it would have opened up and installed, and that's never a good idea. So double clicking on something opens it. So if you double click on a file that you don't know what it is and it opens up, that's when a virus can get installed in on your computer. So if you don't know what it is and you want to look at it, at most, do the whole hit one space bar to view it. Viewing it, it's like you open a little window and you see it and you close it, and it doesn't get to install itself and infect your computer. But double clicking opens it, like it actually installs. You had the good luck, the good fortune that the Mac said, are you sure you want to download this? So good job at saying no and stopping there. Now right click and send it to the trash. but that's for everyone. Good, if a virus is truly a really serious virus, the kind that's unfixable, they might even bypass that message. I don't know if this is a virus or an app. If it's in 2021, get rid of it. But if it's a virus, it'll bypass that message and it'll just install. So the big golden rule here is do not double click on anything that's an app that you have no idea what it is that came from the internet.
The other thing you mentioned,
Second golden rule, if you download
Thank you.
something from the internet because someone sent you a form or an invitation, or you said download, go into your downloads folder immediately and check it, because you know at that point what it is. Because when things come in, they come in with bizarre like XYZ 2-3 names, and by tomorrow you'll forget what it is. But today you already remember, oh yeah, I just downloaded this form. That's what it is. So you open it and it's what you want. But if it's been there 2 or 3 days and you go, what's this XYZ-2? And you don't know, just delete it. It turns out that you probably didn't need it because you didn't use it. Does that make sense? And sometimes you like download and download and download and you go, where is it? Where is it? And it's because you kept putting downloads. So then you go to your downloads folder and then you have 5 of them. Get rid of the other 4 and use the one that you need. Does that make sense, you guys? Just check your downloads. If you consciously download something, go open your downloads and look for it. Then you'll know what it is. Downloads a lot of times have bizarre names. Then you'll know what it is because you just downloaded it and it'll have the date that you just put it in there.
Can I
Okay?
follow up on her
Thank you.
question?
Yeah.
If when she puts it in the trash, should she then go to the trash and say delete immediately so it doesn't sit for 30
If you're
days?
if it's a suspicious file, just delete it immediately. It's a good idea. Don't let it sit there for 30 days. But
Okay,
ultimately, it's not going to hurt in the trash. It won't self-install. So you can wait for 30 days. But if it's an app, it's also big. Why wait for the big file on your app? But ultimately, is it a good idea to actually delete it? Yes. Is it necessary? Well, guess what? When you try to double click anything from the trash, it says, I can't open it because it's in the trash. Let me show you what I mean.
all right.
If I try to open something, let me open my trash right now and say that I want to, so you need to make sure it says trash on the top, right? And you want to open it from the trash. I double click to open it. It cannot be opened because it's in the trash. To use this, first drag it out of the trash, right? So it's kind of like it's already in its little protective place. So if it's an app and you double click on it from the trash, that's the message it'll give you. So in a way, it's fine, leave it in the trash until 30 days go by, as long as you have that feature turned on. But if that feature isn't turned on, then just trash it immediately. I mean, ideally, your trash should be pretty much trashed, all the time. It's I don't know, it depends. I have a kitchen trash that, of course, we do get rid of all the time because otherwise, flies, maggots, who knows, whatever can happen in there. But the office trash is just kind of little bits and pieces. And yeah, my office trash might go 2 months before I accumulate enough stuff to get rid of it. Does that make sense? Because it's just a little waste paper basket and you might put in some paper clips or just stuff that doesn't get nasty like the kitchen trash does. So in a way, the trash in our trash is kind of like an office waste paper basket that doesn't rot. So it can sit there, but it occupies space, and ultimately, why not just empty it, right? But it's not crucial to delete it. Now, if you think it's a virus, definitely get it out of your computer as soon as possible. All right, Sue?
You were just explaining. The,
It's okay, we'll listen to you with the reverb. Go for it.
well, it's turned off. And I can't figure out how
It's
to turn.
turned off, but it's not disconnected. Like, remember, you need to go to the little audio button and say disconnect audio from computer versus just mute it. If you just mute it, you still get the reverb.
Well, I mean, it's folded and out of the way.
It doesn't
okay.
matter. It's still, the microphone is alive, and never mind, just ask. It's fine. It's not a horrible reverb. Go for it.
You were just explaining how some window that you could look in to see what it was without opening it. How did you do
Yeah.
that?
All right, so let me share my screen. Remember that if you want to see what something is without opening it, you just hit your space bar and this feature opens up. This, it shows you what it is, and then it gives you the choice to open if you want to open it. So I'm going to click on this thing, hit the space bar
Oh, space bar.
and space bar down, space bar, space bar down, space bar, space bar down. Now here's the good news. I can hit space bar and now start going down with my arrow down, and then I see the next one, arrow down, and I see the next one, arrow down, and I see the next one. Does that make sense? So these are screenshots that I trashed a long time ago. Some of you guys might see yourself in some of them. And these are screenshots of class stuff, okay? And I'm just hitting my arrow. But the reason I know I'm not opening it, it's because on the far right, it says, should I open it? Open it with whatever the preview is an app that the Mac has to open up PNG files. So this is just a space bar. Let me go to a place where I have a different set of type of files. So here I have some images. So when I hit the top one, I'll hit the space bar and it shows me that image. I'll go down, 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 down. These are photos from my Photoshop class, okay? So I'm just, see how over here, let me go down again. Over here, you'll see that this is going blue, and all I'm doing is I'm selecting it by going up and down with my arrows, like arrows, like on your keyboard, there's arrows. I'm going up and down, up and down. I'm not moving my mouse. See how my mouse is still? I'm just going up, 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 down, 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 down by clicking on the arrow keys, right? So I'm like, but to see them, I have to hit the space bar. And now I can keep doing the same thing. I see over here on the far right, I'm not moving my mouse. I'm going down, down, down with my arrow keys. And so now I'm seeing a little preview of everything. Does that make sense? And when I'm done seeing all my previews, now I hit the space bar again, and now I'm done. And now I can know what to do with all those that I just saw. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and share your screen, and you'll have to experience it yourself. Has everyone experienced this one? Let me clear your answers. I'm going to clear everyone's answers. So Julie, if your hand was up for a question, you have to raise it up again. Everyone else,
So
go to a Finder window and do what I'm going to have Sue do. Sue, are you ready to share your screen?
I don't have anything on my screen. I was watching your screen.
Okay, but you were looking puzzled at what I was telling you to do. So go
Yeah,
to your
because
screen,
I'm gonna put something on my screen. What shall I put on?
a Finder window, because this only works on a Finder window, right? So you go to the little half smiley face, blue and white, and you open a Finder window.
No, I've got the Finder window open. What do I, empty trash services, hide,
No,
find?
just share your screen. I want to see whatever you're looking at. Just go to the Zoom
Okay, my
and click on the
desktop.
share button. Yeah, we're working on the desktop, so all I want is to see your desktop.
Okay, well, now I'm out of Zoom.
All right, so go to the Zoom, go to the computer that you're working on, go find the Zoom on the dock,
There you are. Okay, now I can go over to share.
and now click on share and then share again.
Come on.
Put on a jacket. Okay. All right, perfect. So now I am seeing an empty desktop. Okay, so go and click on your Finder window to open a little Finder. Perfect. Finder window, great. Now let's head over to any of these files. Go select one. Yeah,
Winter scarf.
yeah, click on it. Good. Now, if you were to open this one, you'd have to open it. It's a PDF. You'd have to double click it, but open in Acrobat. If you were to open the one that's above, it's a Pages. You would double click it. It would open the Pages app. You don't want to open two apps. You just want to see what's in them, right? So go now that you have to select it and hit your space bar on your keyboard. Hit your space bar. There you go. It gives you a preview. On top of that, it's a 3-paged PDF document, And you can, even in preview
Wait,
mode,
where does it say 3-page document?
yeah, let me just show you. Let me get my hand, my pen. Here's
Where does-
one, here's a second, here's a third.
Oh.
So go ahead and put your mouse here and click on the second one. Yay, and here's the third one. It's all the instructions, right? Now, if this is the right document and this is that one that you do want to work on, then you say, okay, yeah, this is the right one. Let's open with preview. So now click on open with preview because it's the app that you want, look PDFs at on the Mac. See where it says open with preview? You might have something in Zoom in there. Yeah, click on those words. Cool. So now the actual application, Acrobat, the preview opened up. See, here's the actual application. And
Okay.
this is the actual file. It's opened. See over here, it says the word preview. So now you're not in, let me just quick it really well. This is an app called Preview, which is kind of weird because I just told you that doing that thing is called a quick preview, but it's just that they duplicated the name because there's an app called Preview on the Mac, which is what allows you to look at PDFs. Remember what a PDF is, you guys? A PDF is like a flyer that someone sent you.
Universal.
It's
Universal.
universal. So who knows what application this person here, Sabine Vogelpoth, created this file. Who knows where? She might have used Word. She might have used Pages. She might have used Google Docs. Who knows? But she saved it as a PDF so that it would become universal, that she could send it to people. So she sent it as a PDF to you. And on your Mac, you're opening it in a program called Preview. On a different computer, it would open on a different program. Who cares? Preview is the file made by the computer to look at PDFs. I can't write too well with this. It's horrible. This doesn't even look like it says PDFs. I hate writing on my touchpad. But Preview is for PDFs. That one looks a little bit more. It's like trying to write with your toes, not even like with your left hand. It's like trying to write with your toes or something. So it's for PDFs, or you can also use it to view images like JPEGs and stuff like that. So when we get to one, we'll see that. But meaning if Sue wants to make any comments here, because there's a mistake, maybe this should have been 3x9 instead of 3x10, she can't fix it because she doesn't have access to this file. She can only look at it. What she can do is grab a marker and print it out and cross it out and say, this should be a 9, right? But she can't go into this actual winter scarf hat, open it up and fix that from a 10 to a 9. Does that make sense? It's like a flyer. You can cross it out, you can write on it, but you can't. Now, there is one thing you can do in the Preview app.
Copy it and put it in Pages and then make your change.
Yeah. Or you could annotate the PDF app. So see this little pencil right there? Go ahead and click on that little pencil. This is the Preview app. Do you see this icon there, Diane? Where's your mouse, Diane? I can't hear you if you're talking to me. No, I'm
No.
sorry, Diane. Sue. I'm so sorry, Sue. I'm talking to Sue.
Yeah,
Diane
I
was
mean, that
before.
little blue one?
Right there. Do you see that little circle, little pencil that no. Go up. Move your mouse to the top. Yeah, that little pencil icon. So that's in
Hovering.
order. It's like equivalent to grabbing a pencil or a marker to highlight something on a flyer. That's the same thing. So click on that little pencil, the one that I circled. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but you grabbed a
something
pencil that's,
covering it. Some black something. There we go. No, nope, it keeps coming back.
well, can you go ahead and write? You have a pencil in your mouse. You just had a pencil. Can you do that? Yeah. Go ahead
Okay.
and No, I think you went into Zoom.
What am
You
I
have like
supposed?
Zoom notations, yeah. No, you
have a
you left
pencil.
the app. You need to be, yeah, but it's a Zoom pencil. I need you to be in your app. Actually, I don't need to really teach you how to do this portion, so in reality, probably not. But what I was trying to see, that pencil that you've got, that's actually not, it's you grabbed it from Zoom. You grabbed the Zoom pencil. But
So how
I'm
do I
trying
get-
to get, yeah, so you need to go back to where you grabbed that Zoom pencil and grab the top arrow. Go, you grabbed it from, you grabbed a pencil from down here somewhere where you had your Zoom tools. That
Uh-huh.
is a Zoom pencil. You need to get rid of it by clicking on the little arrow that's at the top of those Zoom pencils. Yeah. Did you do that? Did you click on the arrow? You're, okay.
Uh-huh.
Now you can click here on this document. Anywhere on the document, it doesn't matter. You need to bring it back to life. Thank you. Okay, so this is the pencil that belongs to preview. So go click on the preview pencil. Cool. And now you should be able to write in here somewhere. Huh? Nope. Okay, then go over here to this arrow and let's look at the choices for your pencils. Click on the little arrow that I just circled, yeah. So yellow, green, blue. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Okay. Try, grab a color, maybe grab a green one or something. Yeah, and then can you write? Can you try to write something? Nope, there it is. So you're highlighting it, okay? So you can have, this is basically like a
I'm not
highlighter.
hurting my thing, am I?
What?
I'm
No,
not
don't worry.
hurting my pattern, am I?
No, when you close it, you can just not save it. If you're making any changes, you can just not save the change. But this works like a little highlighter, you see? But that's all. But you can't change the words. You know, like if, do you have a highlighter at home that you sometimes underline an article or something? Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm just saying, this is like a little highlighter. Okay. Now, if you want to keep this highlight, you would have to save the file and you're not going to. I'm just showing you what you could do to a PDF.
Okay.
Meaning you grab a pencil and you highlight things, right? But it's just a highlighter. It's not like you can go in there and go, oh, this should be K3 instead of K2. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay. So now when you close it, just don't save it. Go to this little X right there, to the little red dot over here to close the file. Okay.
Good.
Now it's just to make sure that it didn't save. Go ahead and double click on to open it again. Yeah, the highlight stayed. Okay, let's take that highlight off. You're not hurting as there's a highlight, but yeah, I guess it stayed without saving it. Okay, so see how the highlight stayed? So let's go ahead and go back there because I wasn't.
You're circling my face.
Okay, so over here where it says I wrote this pattern, do you read this?
Yeah.
Yeah, click there. There we go. So see how the highlight did stay with the file? I guess it didn't need to be saved. It stayed on it. Now you can just go up to, let's try to go to edit and undo. Let's see, since you closed it, I don't know if it'll undo. Nope. Okay, so then I'm trying to
Undo?
remember how to, yeah, but it's grayed out because you had already saved it. I should have had you undo it before. We can go over here, I believe, and erase all the highlights. Go to this little arrow. Yeah, click on the arrow. And no. I'm sure I'll find a way, but right now I can't remember. I said, no, I'm not gonna leave it highlighted, and then I did end up leaving it highlighted. Let me see. One of these is to just hang in there. Let's do it during break. I'll tell you. I'll look into how to delete this highlight. Worst case scenario, it's just a highlight. It's not like you ruined it. You can still read through it. But yeah, normally highlights are yellow, so they're a bit more transparent. Hang in there, okay? I'll get in there and try to fix it later, okay? I'll I'll have to go look and see because I believe that annotation tools are in there, but here, you know what, let's do this. Let me see if you can request, I'm gonna request remote control. Let's see if it's easy for you to say yes, then I'll fix it. Did you say yes?
Well, I'm sorry.
Sue? I
What?
said, I requested remote control. You're getting a message that says, can you give remote control? Do you see it somewhere?
A username that is requesting remote control.
Go ahead and say yes.
Approve.
Okay. Oh, it might send you to your system settings, right?
Do you trust this user? Confirm.
no,
The same user who, yeah, so now the same user who just told you, oh, don't worry, nothing will happen, and who did have you something happen, do you trust this user? You need to go to system settings and give it permission. Okay, click on this little button here to the right of the word Zoom.
Little
Click on
button.
this
the
right
word-
there to the right of the word
Ah.
Zoom. Click on that little slider.
That little black box is there again.
It's there.
no,
It's your
clicking on
Zoom
it.
slider. Click on it.
I'm,
Uh, No, you're clicking with the back part of the arrow there. Now click. It's like you need to click away because you highlighted the whole thing.
I've got a black box that comes across. That there.
Is, I don't know. You need to move your system settings somewhere. There we go. Now you need to put in your computer password.
Where
The
do I?
password that, well, either you
Use
use your finger or click on, either use your finger if you use your finger normally, or if not, click on use password and type in your password. Do you normally touch your computer for the password or do you write it in?
I write it in.
Okay, then write it in.
Wait, which password?
The one you use to unlock your computer when you turn it up in the morning. Your computer's password is always the same. It's the computer password to make it work.
I
Okay?
know I've got this one and city colleges and
Mhm, yeah, but this is your computer asking stuff,
Okay.
so it's nothing to do with City College.
Okay.
It's your computer saying you're gonna modify your system settings, so your computer wants to make sure it's you and not your grandson who came and banged on some keys, right?
Right.
Now, that's if he's a 5-year-old. If he's an 18-year-old and he's banging on some keys, you better know what he's doing. Don't give him your password or he'll mess it up. But if he's a 5-year-old, he could be messing around and next thing you know, he's modified your settings and that's why they're asking for passwords. Okay, good. Now, don't touch your computer anymore. I'm now using your computer, okay? So don't touch your keyboard. Now it's me. Guys, and I don't want this to be only a lesson for Sue. I want you guys to look at this too. If you open a PDF we talked about is a file in here. This is a PDF file, see? It's winterscarfhat.pdf. See how it says PDF at the end? That's the files that we talked about that people create and send to people for people to look at. And I was showing how the only thing you can do is you can highlight something, right?
I'm looking at
Which is
you.
what
Is
she
that
did there.
what I'm supposed to see is you?
No, you should be seeing Sue's screen and I can't make her start and stop again like I do with me
That's
because she's doing
okay.
it.
That's okay.
So just pay attention for a second. So you can select in this program, in the preview program, you can annotate certain things by clicking on this little guy and you can add things or you can rewrite things, but you can't affect directly what she's written, right? But if you click on this little guy here, you can put highlighters. Now, if I re-highlight the stuff that I already highlighted it goes away. So when you highlight something, right? And we did it with this little highlighter. When you re-highlight the same stuff, which is what I'm doing right now, the highlight goes away. Okay. Ah,
It's not going
now,
away.
now of course it went away. Now I did it and then I did it again. And so when I did it again, I put it on again. Okay. So you have to have that turned on and you need to re-highlight and then I must be grabbing one more key that isn't highlighted.
It turned off.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah.
So you use the highlighter In real life, once you highlight, it's highlighted. But in the world of computers, if you don't want it highlighted, you re-highlight it with the exact same thing and it goes away. Okay?
Okay.
So that's what that little button was. All right?
Did we do
Okay,
any,
so now
do the page above?
you can do that to any page. Here I have my pages.
No, did we? No, fine, great. We
No,
did.
that's the only place that I had asked you to do that. Okay?
Okay.
But that's all it is. And that's what you can do. But I can't change this from Advent to Christmas. I can't do that. But I can highlight Advent. I can highlight, it's okay. Okay, so that's all you can do to a PDF. So did anyone find in PDF and they opened it in preview? If you have a PDF somewhere on your computer, go to your desktop, go to your downloads and select the PDF, guys. And then when you space bar it to see what it is, this is a temporary quick, it's called, I think the feature is called quick view or something like that. And if you go, oh yeah, that's the one I wanted, then it gives
can
you the
open.
chance to open with preview. Or if you know you want it, yeah, I want to start knitting this thing. It's a PDF. I double click on it. And if I double click, because I know it's the one I want, then it opens directly into the preview app. It is. It doesn't, you don't need to see it. Does that make sense, you guys? The preview app, this one right here, look in the dock, it's the preview app. It's made for viewing PDFs. And it views JPEGs. So if you had a JPEG, and I don't know if you have a JPEG because you have very few computers in your, very few files on your computer, you could also double click and open a JPEG in a PDF. A JPEG
So
is an
when you-
image, a photo file.
So when you do that, but you are just looking at it, not opening it, how do you get out of it?
Spacebar up and spacebar down. So you try it now. I'm going to stop using my mouse. Select the winter scarf. My mouse is, I'm done. It's all yours now. Go take your mouse and select the word winterscarf.pdf and now hit your spacebar. Okay, done. It's the one I want. Hit the spacebar again.
Great,
Okay.
thank you.
So hopefully during this whole practice that I've been doing with Sue, everyone, please give me a yes if you were able to spacebar to preview your stuff, no matter if it's a PDF or anything, just a quick spacebar to preview and a spacebar again to pull it down. Okay, so give me a yes if you were able to do that. Spacebar to see a quick preview. It's called a quick, it's not even a preview, it's called a quick, it's a feature is called Quick Look.
Yeah.
And I call it preview because it is, but it's the feature is called Quick Look. If you're able to do a quick look of your document, and then if you go, oh, this is the one I want, then at the top right of that quick look, it says open in, and if it's a PDF, it'll say open in preview. If it's pages, it'll say open in pages. If it's a Word document, it'll say open in Word. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It tells you open it in whatever program that file was made in. In her case, since it's a PDF, it opened in preview. I'm going to stop her share now. And some people haven't said yes yet. So Diane and Philip, Yolanda, did this work for you?
Yes.
I'm going to show you my Finder window where I have files of different kinds. If I click a JPEG and hit the space, I need to share my entire screen. Give me a second. If I hit a JPEG and I hit spacebar, just to see what it is, okay? I hit my spacebar. Over here at the very top, this is a big file, so it's a JPEG, and see how it says open in preview? Can you read that? It's so big that it opens pretty big, but do you see over here? I'm not
Yes.
seeing any nodding or anything. Okay,
Yes.
open with preview. On the other hand, if I were to be seeing a PSD, similar, but it's not a PDF, it's a PSD. If I do a spacebar to view it, it says open in Photoshop because PSD is a Photoshop document. Okay. If I say, let me go to my documents and I click on an RTF and I hit the spacebar, it says, should I open this with text edit? So it proposes the right app for you to open it in. Should I open this in QuickTime Player? Because it's an MOV. If I click a PPTX, okay, should I open this in PowerPoint? Okay, so it doesn't always say should open it in preview, only if it's a PDF or a JPEG I think a PNG would also open in preview. Let me see. Yeah, the PNG also says let's open it in preview. Okay, so each one of these is giving you a different option of where to open it depending on what kind of files you're looking at. Okay, here's a Pages document. If I click in, it says, should I open it in Pages? Okay. If that made sense to you and you were able to replicate that, I'm gonna clear your answers. And I know again, Julie, that your hand is up and I just eliminated that hand up, but I'll ask your question in a minute. If you guys were able to replicate that, meaning you were able to, I'm gonna stop my share. You were able to see that different files suggest to open it in different apps, then give me a yes. Okay, now if after the quick look you decide to open it, then you click open in Pages and then the actual Pages document will open and then you can modify it or do whatever you want to do it. If you knew that's what you wanted, you don't bother hitting the space bar for the quick look. If that's the one that you know is your novel chapter 13 and you're working on it, just double click and it'll open directly in Pages or in Word. Does that make sense, you guys? So some people haven't answered yes a few times. So either you're forgetting how to do that. Philip, I just saw you nod, which means you understood, but I'm not seeing a yes and I don't want to have to call your name. So can you give me the green check mark for yes? If it made yes or not, and then ask me what's wrong. If it didn't work for you.
I'm not quite sure.
All right. Not quite sure about how to say yes or not quite sure how to do the quick look. No. I mean, I'm not
Both.
sure. Both. Okay.
No, I
So
am.
then-
I just don't. I think.
Okay, so then let's
losing
share
here.
your screen so I can show you how to do it on your computer. So can you go find the Zoom share button?
Oh, I'm not. I'm out of. I'm in my screen, but it won't. I can't get rid of
Okay,
it.
so you need, so go to the dock where you see the word Zoom, the little icon for Zoom. Denise, were you able to take the highlight off? I see there that it says you can't take the highlight off. You were able to do that now? Okay, great. So, Philip, do you see the word Zoom on your dock that you can click on it to then find your share button?
On the dock, find the share button.
Yeah, I want you to share your screen so I can help you with this
Okay.
feature, since you said you don't understand, but I need you to share your screen so I can actually see what you're
Okay,
doing.
but I'm not.
Not really on the dock. It's on that bar across the bottom where it says audio.
Yeah, but he can't see his Zoom, he said. So you need to bring up your Zoom. Sometimes the Zoom,
Oh.
he minimized it to see his screen, and if he can't see it, then you need to go
Okay.
and open the Zoom app,
Oh.
which isn't open, it's just minimized, okay?
Right.
So tell me what you're looking at, Philip, so I can help you.
Oh, I'm looking at you on the Zoom.
Oh, so you're seeing the Zoom, okay. Go next, that place where you go and write in the chat or hit your yes and your no, right there, you should see your share button. Do you see it?
Oh, yeah, right here.
There it is. Okay, click the share button
Oh,
and
okay.
then the second share button. So share and then
one
one
more.
more time. Yeah, perfect. All right. So now
Oh,
the way you are viewing your Finder window, which is in front of us, is a little bit different than the one I'm looking at. But right now, it's like you're in the middle of opening something. So
Uh-huh.
go ahead and say cancel. This isn't a Finder window. This is an opening file. So go ahead and say cancel down here. Follow my pink line.
I just moved
Yeah,
everything.
say cancel right there. Okay, you didn't say cancel yet, so I need you to
No, I-
cancel. Okay,
Okay.
stop moving around. Stop moving around.
Big.
Okay. Go ahead and if you want this one to stay open, do you minimize it? If you don't want it to stay open, you need to close it. What are you gonna do? Close it?
Yeah, close it.
Okay, now this one you have to click the word cancel. Follow my mouse down here. Okay, yeah, cancel. It's mid-opening, cancel. The tip of your mouse has to be there. Okay, good. So now this is a Finder window. First of all, you don't need this that's in the back anymore and it's confusing. So can you close this window as well? So you don't have that one open. Do you see up there on? Yeah, close that one. Just one less thing. Perfect. Okay, so this is the Finder window. Now you have it set, and I've shown it and I haven't corrected you because it's a way to set it up that your preview shows up here already. Now these previews are kind of tiny. For some people, it's more than enough. Oh yeah, I recognize, I know what it is. And for people that want more. So say that you wanted more, okay? Then go ahead and select this because right now it's grayed out. So you need to select it when it's blue. A single click, not two. Just click, go for it, click. Click
See,
your
I'm
mouse.
sorry.
Just click your mouse to brighten up, to make this one come to life. Click on it somewhere. It doesn't matter, anywhere you can click. There we go. Perfect. Now see how it's in color and it's come to life. This is active. Now, if you want to see what this file was, which you had there, I don't have anymore, another one. Try if you want to see what one of these is, say that you want to see what this vintage flag JPEG is right here, right? Then click on it, single click. Well, that's you double clicked.
Oh,
So you're opening it. The problem is that you double click instead of single clicking.
right.
So go ahead and minimize this so it stays small. Yeah, go ahead and minimize it so it doesn't keep opening each time. Okay. So
Then
now,
just one click.
now a single click is one tiny tap. Yeah. Okay. Now move to the one above. Tiny tap. So you guys, he has a preview right here, which you guys can turn on. And many times that's good enough. But say that you wanted to see it better. Now that it's selected, hit your space bar. Go to your keyboard and find the space bar. I guess that's as big as it is. Sometimes the preview is bigger, but it's like a photo from the internet, so it's small. And now it says, well, if you really want to open this, open it with preview. Now hit the space bar again and it'll come down. Space, no, don't open it in preview. Well, now you opened it in preview. Okay, we didn't need it opened in preview. We were just happy with the way it was. Now let's close it. Now you've opened your preview app. Close it up, go to the red. Yeah. So in general, it looks like you're missing your extensions. You only have a couple of extensions, but for the most part, you seem to be. Can you scroll up or down? This window, can you make it a bit bigger so that you can see more of it while we're working?
Whoop.
Just click, put your mouse on, put the tip of your mouse on right here on the bottom of this. Yeah, and when it turns into a triple-headed arrow, yeah. The tip of the mouse in the bottom, the tip of your mouse. So right now you've
Yeah.
got a lot of your mouse. The tip, there we go, has to touch. Yeah, so right there, keep moving. You just had it as it, when it turns into a double-headed arrow, move it up or down a bit, up or down. Down, no, there, oh, there, there. Now click and drag that down.
Oop.
Yeah, it moves, doesn't it? Click and now drag it down. Oof. Okay, so see how you have a lot of files, but you're missing extensions? Only a few are showing extensions. Extensions are the .jpeg, okay?
What did it say there again?
It.
Could you
So
say that
the,
again, what you just
the
said?
file that you have is called vintageflag.jpg. You see that?
Uh-huh.
Vintageflag.jpg. The
Yeah.
.jpg is the extension. It's the part that tells me what kind of file this is, okay?
Oh, uh-huh.
The .jpg, that's the extension. You guys got that? That's the
Yeah.
extension. Now, notice that he doesn't have many extensions, right? His extensions are missing, or the files he has aren't files, but they're links to, go ahead and click on the word watermelons. That doesn't have an extension. Can you click on that word watermelon? Okay, so this is an email that you downloaded. So if you want to, you have to read it. You didn't download it as a document. You just made a link. So if you double click, it'll open up your Gmail like the other one did before. So that's why it doesn't have an extension. There it is. Your, not even your Gmail, your MSL. And it took him to a web page. Remember that Philip is the one who doesn't do any files on his computer. He just uses the internet. So he downloaded the link to that and it's sitting on his computer, but it's not a file. It's a link to a page that says how to pick a watermelon that's juicy and delicious. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So now let's minimize this again. Up here with the little yellow. Okay. So if this is the thing that you need because you want it, you keep it. If you don't want it because you're done, you've learned how to choose watermelons at this point, then you can right click and move it to the trash.
I'll keep it.
These links are just quick accesses. It doesn't weigh much. 234 bytes is nothing. So it won't affect your computer if you keep it or not as far as functioning. It's so tiny. It's just if you already know how to use a watermelon, then trash it. But if you're still like think it's a good article, then keep it. It's a choice, but it doesn't make much of a difference because it's not too big. Does that make sense, you guys? Like
Yes.
it's okay if like how many times do I keep magazines hanging around my house even though I've read it, right? Yeah, so basically that's what it is. But if I keep it around because I want to see it again, that's fine. But if I keep it around because I just didn't clean it out, well then clean it out. Your choice.
Mhm.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
that's what it was to do a preview. But if you tried to do a preview on the watermelons by hitting the space bar, click on that again. You need to make it blue. Now hit the space bar. And it took you as a preview to that page. Okay, but it's not
Mhm.
yet the program opening. It's just if you want to open it, you would have to open it with Safari. Does that make sense? It's a preview of that web page. Got
Right.
it? But it isn't in Safari yet. If you double click it like you did before, it opened in Safari. Now he just is looking at a quick look of it. Does that make sense? And maybe that's enough. You just read it here and you hit the space bar again to close it and you never need to open it in Safari because you got it. You're ready to make your choice of watermelon. You don't need to have it open. Does that make sense, you guys? Preview versus
Yes.
opening it in the program. And the preview is really powerful. If you have music, it plays music. If it's a video, it shows a video. If it's a website, it shows you the website. So it's a very good thing to know to just hit that space bar and see what's there before committing to truly opening it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Stop your share. Julie, you had raised your hand a while ago and I said I'll get to you. Is there still a question there?
Yes, yes.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to keep going back to the trash. but
Yeah,
Can I share my screen and show you
of
what?
course,
Okay.
of course, of course.
Can you
Okay.
see it? You see it now? What is
Yeah,
that?
previews don't work in the trash either because they assume because you're in the trash. So that as far as I know. Look
I
at that,
have
I'm in
no
the
idea
trash. The
what that
previews do
is.
work.
Yep. So I've no.
Valley 51K by, it's a document. Can you hit the space bar down? It's a so watch you guys. Text edit is a document that was created. It's just words. And text edit is the most basic of apps that comes with the computer. Text edit is an app that's come with Macs since the day Macs were born, like, I don't know, what is it now, 35, 40 years ago, whenever computers began. Uh-oh. Hopefully I can still hear you guys. Can you speak again? My headset seems to have disconnected. Can you say something?
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
do hear you still. Okay. Text edit is one of the most primitive programs on a Mac that came with a Mac. As I said, like the day the Mac was born, it came with text edit. It's the first Word document writer and it's minimal. And it's always the default set when you have just a little bit of text that got copied and somehow made into a document. If you look over here, it doesn't even say what kind of document, it just says document. It doesn't say pages or Word, it just says document. So it could have been a snippet or a clip from, now you're moving it, so my green pink
Well,
stuff
I
doesn't
couldn't
move
see
anymore.
what you were saying because my
No,
picture.
I got it. Okay, so I was showing that under here, now it's under, but it says just document instead of pages document or whatever, it just says document. So basically you have some text in here that got saved but not inside of the regular like pages that you seem to use a lot because you have pages documents. So it sometimes happens to snippets from the internet or things like that. If you want to check it, open it with TextEdit. If you have any doubt, it's from 2021. If you had any doubt that you might not need it and it might be something that's not good for you, then just throw it away because you have made it and haven't used it since May 2021. But you might have a really important thing in there. I don't know. But TextEdit is so old, it doesn't show you a preview. It might just be the word valley and that's all. So if you are curious and want to really know what it is, just open it. And if you're like, nah, it's probably not important enough, I won't, and then don't open it. Your choice.
Oh, because there are other things in my trash that have like a blue envelope. I noticed when you went through yours, that had a blue envelope, but I don't know what's in it. You know, when I tried to do the space bar, nothing happened. It didn't open.
Because when it's in the trash, usually things don't open.
Okay.
In fact, if you try to open it, it'll probably say you need to take it out of the trash before we can open it. So things with a blue envelope, can you find one? I mean, blue envelope might be a mail. I don't know. You're in the trash. You need to hit the space bar for this to go down or click on it. Yeah. Go and
Yeah.
if you see it again.
Nope. Nope, that has. Yeah, I don't know.
Scroll up and down and see if you can find it. So a lot of times you can resave by kind. And so then anything that's a blue envelope kind will get all together. Blue envelope sounds to me like it might be a mail. And now you have, when you do see by kind, and today we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but Sisha, before she had them by name or by date modified, now I told her to work on the word kind. So basically you have all your PDFs together, right? So now you keep scrolling and now you have all your PNGs together, right? So now scroll up and down until you see if you can see that little blue envelope that you were talking about on the left
Where would
side.
I see a blue envelope? On the
Well,
right?
you said blue envelope. Did you
Yeah.
see it there? Yeah, so there is where you'd see it. So keep scrolling until you see a little blue envelope. That's a Pages document, so that's fine. Just, you mentioned that you saw a blue envelope, so keep looking in here,
Yeah.
go up and down fast, and when you see it, you can stop. I don't know what the blue envelope is, so,
There were a bunch of them there. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. These are all folders, so these are not blue
Yeah.
envelopes. Well, when you find one, you can share again. But anyway, all of this stuff is in your trash. So if you don't want any of this, then you can empty the trash out. But if you're not sure, no,
There.
those are folders. Folders show as folders. Oh, that's what you mean by blue envelope?
Yeah.
Oh, those are folders. Those are the folders. So that's the icon for a folder. So go down again.
Close this.
Yeah. But you can close like that, or you can hit the spacebar again. These are just folders. All of these are folders that you put in the trash. These are file. No, go back up. You were looking for you were asking about those blue envelopes. That's it. Each one of this is a folder and it has photos in it. And when you trash the folder, you trash the folder with all the photos that they came with. So if you did that on purpose, that's good. Go over here to this little arrow, to that little arrow. Collapse it. If you trashed a folder without looking what's inside of it, then you trashed everything that came inside of it. And that's why you need to make sure that you've checked everyone. The folder doesn't have a preview. It's a holder of stuff. So it's like you're showing you the box. There's nothing there but a holder called 2012 Tiffin AI. And then when you actually go see what that is, you need to look at the actual file. This is a folder that's holding 1, 2, 3, 4 files. It's holding these 4 files.
Okay.
So now you can click and preview the file, right?
Okay.
So the file, when you hit preview,
Then I see
will
it.
be
Okay.
an actual file, okay? And remember, you don't need to close each one each time. That's longer than just try it again. But just for me, hit the space bar. And now hit the space bar again. There you go.
Okay,
hit spacebar and spacebar, so you don't need to keep closing it, right? Because it's just, so these are all stashed inside of this. Okay? So
okay.
now that is the one that now needs to be either kept or trashed. And if you trash this folder, you'll trash the
All of
folder
them.
and all 4 JPEGs. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
If you trash
thank
a
you.
folder that holds 4 JPEGs, you lose 4 JPEGs and a folder. Yeah?
Okay.
So you got to make sure that when you trash a folder that you don't want what's inside of it. All right?
Okay.
Now, ideally, these are files that if you did care about them, you've already dragged them into your Photos app and that they're already in your Photos app. And that's why you go, okay, since they're in my Photos app, now I can get rid of them from here. That's a good thing to do. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Patricia. Meanwhile, by the way, before Patricia talks, right
I
now what
guess-
I'm doing, hold on, before Patricia talks, what I'm doing is going through problems that people had doing the work. But for those of you who are just sitting there, keep doing the work, keep making folders, right? And doing stuff. As soon as I'm done with questions, we're going to keep doing the work and we're going to begin to learn to put folders inside of folders and all that. But I want you guys to be practicing what we did last week, making a new folder, changing its name, renaming files. Once you the spacebar and you see what it is, it doesn't need to be called XYZ. Now it can be called Mom at Lunch, right? If that's what it is, call it Mom at Lunch. I'm just inventing that, right? But start making those files make sense to you and then putting in them in the folder, which is what we just saw with Julie, that makes sense to that photo. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep answering Patricia. You guys got to work, not just sit there and watch. Yes, Patricia.
I just wanted to ask you an extension DPX is
Say that again.
DPX, D as a David. DPX.
DPX. I
think
need to
it's
research that one. I don't know what that is, so let me research it. I'm going to go online and
maybe
write
it's a bridge file forum.
DPX.
There's
DP,
DMG.
DPX. What is a DPX file and how to open it? Here I'm, it's a digital format to start film images. It's an industry favorite. But a DPX store film images. So it's a movie industry. What is a DPX file and how to open it? So
In a
yeah,
movie.
it's a movie. PX digital picture exchange. Common file format for digital intermediate visual effects. And it's an SMPT standard. Well, there you go. So that's what it is. Okay, so what's it? I did not
Okay.
know.
Okay, thank you. I have so many files and I need to see where they are. Okay, thank you, Diana.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm gonna clean your answers. I'm sorry. Jet lag and whatnot. I will be yawning, but it is the content of my brain, not the content of the class, hopefully. It is the lack of sleep. Okay. All right. So now, the actual work that you were supposed to do, other than continue clearing up, which is what many of you guys have been doing, the actual work that was new was you were supposed to create some structure in your documents folder where you would make folders of the things that mattered to you, that the kind of files that you have. So if you're Sue, you would make a folder called knitting. Now, I don't know about Sue, but if you're just someone who knits now and then, a folder called knitting is enough. You have 3 patterns, that's all. But if you're someone who, my nephew's wife, she makes patterns for crocheting and she makes little animals and this and that. So if it were her, I mean, she floods the internet with all her little designs. So she would probably have a thing called crochet, but you can't have 550 files in there called crochet. She would probably have a file called crochet, and then she'd have maybe like baby animals, or maybe she'd have types of turtles. Maybe she has 10 little turtles she designs, or 10 little ladybugs, you know. So depending on me, if I have a crochet pattern, I might have, not even me, actually, I knit, but I don't crochet. But say that I crocheted, I might have 10 patterns total. Who cares? 10 in one folder is fine. But if I'm at 110, I better be breaking them down into something a bit more useful, like sweaters, clothes, toys. I don't know. Does that make sense? So you want to have all your files inside of big folders, but then that needs to be broken down into smaller if you have a lot of them and it makes sense to break them down. Yeah?
Yep.
Now, as I said, if I put my taxes and I throw anything at it that came in 2022, imagine when you guys go do your taxes, if you have a big pile of papers, it's harder than if you have a little pile with your receipts, a little pile with your expenses, that's if you own a business, a little pile with your bills, a little pile with things that you purchased, and then it's easier, right? So those little piles might be folders. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that said, how many of you guys created some new folders in your documents folder for your structure, which is also part of the homework? And it's okay if you didn't, but give me a yes. If you did it, give me a no. If you didn't do it just because you didn't get around to it, you didn't have time, then give me a no. You were traveling, someone got sick, for whatever reason you didn't do it, give me a no. Now, if you didn't do it because you had problems, like something's wrong, then raise your hand. Like you tried to do it, but you couldn't remember how to do it. You tried to do it, but you couldn't figure out how to put one folder inside of another is not a right question because I didn't show you that and I'm going to show you that today. Okay. Right now, I was hoping for you guys to make the folders. The folder that said taxes and the folder that said receipts, they should all be kind of parallel in the same place. And today we're going to work on putting the receipts inside of the taxes. Does that make sense? But if you created folders, is a yes. If you didn't create any folders, is a no. If you have any issues creating them, that's a raise your hand. So Michelle, Philip, I haven't heard from you, Carol Sauceda. You guys didn't say yes or no. So what's up?
Oh,
Did you not do it? Did you do it?
I need a little more instruction.
Okay, so today we're gonna do more folders and you'll hear more about it.
Taxes.
Carol? Oh, I think Carol. Did Carol say she was? I'm so sorry, guys.
Taxes.
Carol was having a bad connection, so I'm not sure if she can hear me. Or maybe she stepped out or she's
Okay.
her face is there. Okay. So no
Yes.
answer. Okay. So no means you just didn't do it. Yes means you did it. And now, oh, there's Carol. Did you do some folders to store your things in, Carol? Carol's how say that this time? I think you're frozen. Your face isn't moving. I have a feeling you're frozen that you can't. I can hear like woo, woo, woo. So you probably still have a bad connection. Okay, I'll let you figure out your connection and then maybe you can write your question in the chat. Oh my goodness.
You're really tired.
Yeah, well, for
Long
me,
flight.
it's
I know
a long
exactly how she.
flight, a long and tiring
You're in
flight.
South
and it's
America, aren't you?
I'm in South America, and right now for me, it's about 6 a.m. That's after having flown for like 36 hours and whatnot, so I'm tired. No, it's not like 6 a.m. It's even less. Yeah, I don't know. It's ridiculous. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The whole point is that, as I said, I apologize for the yawning, but it's going to happen. Okay. Let me clear your answers and let me share my screen and we're going to start. We're working to
Yeah.
get more folders, which is what
Use
Philip
coin.
said. He needed some more examples, and then I'm going to teach you all how to organize it better. Okay, so here we have my documents folder. And I am aware, Denise, that you talked about your recents, but just hold on because I first need to focus on the documents folder because that's what we ended the class with. And that's what you had to do as your homework. You had to make folders. Okay. So I went ahead and made some. And over here on the left side, I'm seeing them all together, not by alphabetical order. Why? Because I have A, C, F, H, Z, and then I start with file names. That's because instead of looking at them by name, which is by default how you've all been looking at them, I also decided to look at them differently. So what do I mean by that? Remember the other day and I said, you make a new folder and you call it something with an A and it's going to jump up and put itself under the A's. You remember that?
Right.
And how did you do that? I would select my documents folder. I would go to File, make a new folder. And the temporary name is untitled folder, so it puts itself way at the bottom because it's a letter U. So now instead I'm going to call this one, I don't know, let's call it something with a D. I'll call it demonstration, for example, and it's a D. So the moment I hit return, boom, it disappeared because it's not an untitled folder anymore. Now it's a D demonstration. Does that make sense? Remember? Now that's because I am looking at these things as name organized. If I instead click on the word kind, and let me highlight what I'm talking about.
View
Kind
exactly.
versus name. There's dead modified, there's size, there's these 4 things in here, right? So if I click on the word kind right now, I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on the word kind.
Documents, iron documents.
So now all my files organize themselves where all my folders came to the top. Then I started having all my PNGs next to each other. See, here we go, PNGs.
Name, date,
Then, and I'm going to, then all my PDFs, then my pages, then my MPEGs, then my JPEGs. Does that make sense, you guys? They organize themselves by kind. When I say, does that make sense? I really should say, did that work for you? If so, give me a yes. So give me a yes if it worked for you. To see things by kind. And I need to see yeses or nos from everyone, okay? Meanwhile, let me get, Barbara, what's your question?
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. All of a sudden, I used to have those things, but can I share my screen real quick?
Hold on, hold on. Let me
Okay.
show something. Because when you
Sure.
say what I'm doing wrong or whatever, it just gives me an idea. Maybe you're not viewing it the way I'm viewing it. If you're viewing it like view by columns, for example, see how those words aren't there. Or viewing it by icons. You need to be viewing it as a list. Just saying that if you view it in other modes, we have
Got it.
different needs. So if
Got
you
it.
view as a list, then you would have named, modified, size, kind. Does that make sense? Did that help at
Yeah.
all?
I'm where
Okay.
you're at.
Good. That's
I'm
why
this-
when you said that when you guys, there's a certain things that you say that give me the clue that before you share your screen, first let me help you with that. Okay. So now everyone else, let me see. Julie, you said no. What's up?
Okay, let me share my screen. That's easier. Oops,
Okay.
it says someone else is sharing.
Because I was still sharing, so I stopped mine. Try again. When you say, let me share my screen, I need to go and stop mine.
Oh, okay.
So you share it immediately when I'm sharing, then it doesn't work. Okay.
Now, I listed kind, but
Yeah. So all your
So,
folders
what
are
should
on
I be
top.
seeing? So what should I
Well,
be seeing?
You should be seeing what you are seeing, which is that all your folders are alphabetically and starting with numbers and then A to Z. If you keep scrolling down, oh, you don't have any loose files. You only have folders. That's why when you say kind, all you see is folders. You don't have anything else in there. So that's good. That means that you've organized so well that you don't have any loose files. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So when
So
you
I
say
can go back.
kind, yeah, but hold on. Yeah, go ahead and click on name again if you want, because for you, it's exactly the same. Now, what it won't be the
Uh-oh.
same. No, exactly. Hold on. Everyone pay attention to what she's doing because her OO is something I want to show you about. The word name lists things alphabetically, starting with numbers. So she's got her 2000s there. And then A for a cow, C for Christmas, D for damn, basically ABC. Now, if you click on the word name again, click on the word name one more time. That's why she said, uh-oh. It's because it went into alphabetical order backwards. So it starts with Z, goes down to W, and all the way down to the A's. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So now do that. Click on the name one time. Now we're back to forwards. Now click on the name again. Backwards. Does that make sense? It's alphabetical order, flipping forwards and backwards. And if you look at this little arrow here, it changes. It points down or up. And that's whether you're going alphabetical, click on the word name. See how now it's going up?
Okay.
And when you click on the word name again, now it's going down. You see that? So this is kind of giving you a little bit of an inkling, but basically it's alphabetically ordered. But so if you click on it twice, you might go, it's not working. It's not alphabetically ordered. Well, it's probably backwards alphabetically ordered. Does that make sense, you guys?
And I think,
Yeah.
didn't you tell us that because of the date, that's why it's at the top as opposed to starting
Yeah,
with the
because
count?
it's alphanumeric. So I keep saying alphabetic, but it's alphanumeric. So
Okay.
numbers, it's not because it's a date, it's because it's a number. If you had the number, 25 apples, it would be smaller than 2010, technically. But especially when it comes to dates, it's a little bit weird because it's alphanumeric, but sometimes it could basically it considers that a number, it doesn't consider it a date. So say that this thing had well, it doesn't matter because in the end, the 2010 is also a number. So if you put in something here that says, I have 2025 animals, it would still be underneath, but it's because it's the number. It's considering the 2010 a number. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's not considered it a date. Many times dates are in the other way around where you have like the 12th, like January 12th or something, and the people are confused because they go January 12th of 2010 is earlier than January 12th of 2025, but it's following by the first number there, right? So if it's the 23, even if the last number was 2011, it doesn't follow it. In your case, it works because your numbers of your years are in front. So the number 2010 is smaller than number 2012, but it's not because it's a date. That's all I'm saying. So it's
Okay,
not that
thank you.
dates go up front. It's just that if you were to write January 12th, 2000, it would go under the J's. Does that make sense? Even though the date is earlier, it would go under the J's. Or if you had said 1st of January of 2010, well, it would go under the 1 because it's 1st of January. Does that make sense? So it doesn't care about the date. It's just a number and it's alphabetically organizing the number. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And then wait, don't close yet. I have some more to teach here. Since you're doing this now, let's continue. So that's organizing things by name. But guess what? What if instead you're wanting to find your newer or your older files? So you could click on the word date modified. Click on the word date modified. And boom, everything got organized where your oldest files from 2018, are up earlier than 2025. See how the alphabetical order doesn't matter anymore? It might happen to be that the number is still up on front because it's older, but like you have a J, then you have an R, then you have an L, then you have a D, so it's not alphabetical order anymore. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
Because it got organized by date modified. Now, if you click on date modified again, it's gonna go newer to older. Click one more time. Now, that's the newest one. 72025, and then it goes down. Does that make sense, you guys? It flips the order of alphabetical order, and it flips so that click on it one last time and it'll go back to being smallest to largest.
Again?
Well, it'll keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, does that make sense to people?
Mhm.
Now, one thing that's missing here, and this is what I want to get to, is her sizes. And her sizes are missing for the folders, but the inside stuff does have sizes. Go ahead and click on open on this little arrow to see what's inside of it. Notice that this file has a size. That file has a size. Does that make sense? That file has a size. But the folder didn't have a size. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
What I mean? Okay. All her folders show no sizes, but if you open it up, the insides have sizes. So if you want to see the folder sizes, then you need to change the view. So go to the view for a second here, and you might choose not to, but we went to this last week, but I want to show you again. Go up here to the word view.
Oh, up there.
And go to show view options. So we did this last week. Go down to show view options. Okay. And now over here, you would have to say calculate all sizes. And what's calculate all sizes means that it will calculate the, no. Your window opened over here. Maybe it's under your Zoom stuff. You have your window right there.
Yeah, you want to say
It is under your Zoom. Here's the
calculate.
window. No, you don't need to move anything. Keep that where
Yeah,
exactly where it was, because you need to always see that. Yeah. Now, this here is probably under your Zoom, but that's your view options window. Yeah, grab that and move it over if you need to. Do you see something here that says documents?
Size kind.
I'm talking to Julie. Julie,
Hang on. I
Yeah,
can't do that.
click on that, move away the Zoom stuff, and then grab, yeah, because this is where Zoom likes to hang out. So once you get rid of Zoom, click on
I
it
see.
from there and dragging it over.
Oh, I can't get rid of that.
The Zoom stuff.
Yeah. can't
Grab
get
it
rid
from the black area, and can you grab it from anything black and drag it out of the way? There. That's what you need to move. That's what you need. Move that to the left. Keep moving. Move it to the left. Don't let go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Bring it in. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. This is the one that we wanted. We needed to get it out of the way. Okay. So here it is. Calculate all sizes. Down there. Okay. Now, if you get rid of this one, because you're done, you clicked on it.
You want calculate all sizes. huh?
Now see how the folder is telling you that you have 22 megabytes. See how all your folders have sizes now?
Yeah.
It's adding up. It's adding up. 1.8 plus 1.8 plus 2 plus 1.8 plus 9 and adds up to 22 megabytes. Does that make sense, you guys?
Mhm.
So now if you were to clip this closed, flip this this window, this folder closed. No, just the window. Yeah. Then now your sizes aren't empty. Now you do have the sizes of your folders. It's the total addition of all the files that you have in each folder. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
Were you
Yeah.
able to do that?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
this one is not automatic. If you like that, then you need to do that yourself if you want to see the sizes of your folder. So now that you're
That's a
seeing
sneaky
sizes,
way to see how much is in there.
now what you can do is you can click on the word size, because right now you're modified by date. Click on size. Now you're modified by size. So you have 141 megabytes is your biggest folder, down to your smallest folder, 588 KB. And it looks like a bigger number, but remember when we switch from megabytes to kilobytes is 800, but that's less than 1,000 because it takes 1,000 kilobytes to make 1 megabyte. So this is 1.5 megabytes, and this is a quarter, 3/4 of a megabyte kind of. Does that make sense, you guys? That's why it's down here. So once you get from 800 to 1,000, it would switch to be called 1 megabyte. Right? So these are smaller than those, even though the number is higher. So now click on size again. And now you go from the smallest one, which has 0 kilobytes. It's a new folder for class. So you basically don't have anything in it, to 6 kilobyte, which is tiny, all the way up to, you get to where you switch from kilobytes all the way to megabytes and then to megabytes. So this is a good way to find out where am I using up, where are my biggest things in my folder? Because once you have it nicely organized like her, going by size doesn't tell you anymore where are my big files, right? So this will give you, so now you can click one more time on size. And again, notice that it has not alphabetical order because everything shifts. Does that, now you have, so you always need to see which of these words is highlighted. Because if it's highlighted like black, bold, not highlighted, but bold, then that's the one that it's been organized by. You can organize it by date added, or you can always have a default setting is always to organize by name. So once you click on name, it'll be alphabetically ordered by name. Okay? Now, the reason this matters a lot is because we're going to start finding what files do we have that are really big that we don't really need anymore, that we might want to lighten up our load, or which files are too old, which files are, there's so many things. So if you click on date added, you don't care about the name, you just want to see what your old files are. Then click one more time, because since you clicked before and it's by July 2025, here's your oldest one, 2019. Now again, many times because the file is old doesn't mean it's not good, right? It just tells you that that hasn't been, was created in 2019. For some things, that means, oh, if it's an app, that's too old, let's trash it. But if it's photos of a travel, who cares? That's when you took it, right? So I'm not saying old needs to be trashed, but it's information about that file. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
All good? Were you all able to switch from all of those? Now, one that does matter though, if you're running out of space, is size. If your computer's running out of space, you do want to know and see where the culprits are. And then you can decide if you want to get rid of those to make more space, or if you just need at some point to just buy a new computer because you need space. That's another choice, right? For the most part, you can probably find that you have a lot of things and videos and things that are too big that aren't really necessary. And then you don't need to actually get rid of stuff. Sorry, then you don't need to buy a new computer. Hold on.
Now, at the
Okay.
bottom, it says I
Cold
still
one.
have 196 gigabytes available, so.
Yeah, but hold on. That's good and bad depending on how much space is in your computer. 196 means that it's almost empty if you have a 200 gigabyte hard drive. But if you have it, so like, oh, so if you have 996 available out of 200, oh, your computer's almost empty. But if you have 196 left only of 2 terabytes, which would be 20,000 terabytes, then whoa, your computer's almost full. Does that make sense, you guys? That number is relative. If you have a 10-room house and you have 9 guests, your house is almost full. But if you have a 1 guest room house and you have 10 guests, forget it. You got to get a hotel. So it depends on, so it's relative to how big your hard drive is. And at the very, 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 very beginning of this class,
Yeah.
I told you guys how to do it so far away ago that most might not remember. So before you leave, this is really part of the same question. Let's find out how much space your computer has. Go to your system settings, everyone. And let's find out if that number on your computer is proportionally fine or a problem. We don't know until we see that. So everyone open your system settings, go to general.
Shut down some
Let me
stuff.
clean all my pink stuff. Go to general and storage. So on your computer, open your system settings. And remember, this is to see how much space I have in the cloud. We've been talking a lot about the cloud. Now I'm not asking about the cloud. I'm asking about your computer. Your computer, how much space is in your computer. So you click on general and storage. And this is what we're looking at right now. So
You have to go to your computer like Macintosh first.
no. System settings, system settings. You go to your system settings and you click on general And then can you back up one here for a second, Julie, so I can show people to go to storage? Yeah, so you go to general and then you click on the word storage. Okay, and then it'll show you your storage. And it looks like for Julie, who has, and without even looking at the numbers, who has this much stuff, it's got color, and this much is empty, right? So even if proportionally your computer is bigger or smaller than someone else's, it matters that you have a lot of empty space. Does that make sense? Now, if you want to know exactly how much space, well, your hard drive is this size. It's 250 gigabytes. Of those 250 gigabytes, you have a 997 are empty. So you're gold. Does that make sense, you guys? Now, for some people, having only 197 empty, for me, I have a terabyte, which is 1,000 gigabytes. And if I only have 200 left, then my computer would be full to here, and I would only have this much left. Does that make sense? So the number 197 is good or bad depending on how much space you have. And if you have this much full and only this much empty, then you need to start worrying that you need to do something about cleaning it out. Because your computer stops functioning when it's beginning to get full. It doesn't wait till it gets full to stop functioning. It stops functioning around, it begins to like work weirdly around here. By the time you get here, it stops working because it needs space to work. Remember we talked about the desktop? It's like, imagine if you try to put on a dress, or I got some guys here, you're trying to put on a shirt, but you have to do it without being able to open your elbows. It's like, yeah, sorry, I can't put on my shirt because I can't move my elbows. You need space, right? To put on your shirt, to put it over your head. That space is what the computer needs. It needs space. Empty space, not for stuff, but to move around and function. So when you're getting about yay full, you're too full and you need to start doing something about that space. But when you're as full as she is, you're like, oh, I'm gold, I'm fine. I can keep putting a lot of stuff in this computer. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yeah.
So the big question I have is, if your computer is about yay full or more, you're in trouble. If you're about yay full or less, if you're about yay full or less, you got to keep an eye on it. If you're about halfway full or less, you're fine. You're fine. So anyone who's in like, no, I'm fine, you're good, then it's a choice whether you get rid of stuff that's extra or not. Once you start getting into this area, you're like, okay, looks like I do need to get rid of extra stuff. And once you're in this area, you're like, I got to get rid of extra stuff right now. Does that make sense? So,
Yes.
given that Suze and Barbara, your hands are up, write down your questions because I'm about to clear everyone's answers. And then raise your hands again. But first I need an answer to this. If your computer is showing up like it's, let me clear these answers. If you are halfway, now you moved my thing, so I need to make my lines again. Give me a second. If you are halfway full and no more, then give me a yes. I'm fine. A green yes, that means I'm totally fine. This is as much as full as my computer is. If you are 3/4 full, give me a no. So this means no, I'm about 3/4, somewhere in between there. This one was a yes. Yes. Oh my God, Maya. And then if you are above 3/4, then raise your hand.
Oh,
All right, so raise your digital hand. If yes means, yep, I got a lot of space, I'm good. No means, I gotta keep an eye on it. Just really focus on what I'm doing, and maybe I'm adding too many things and soon I'll get to there. And if you're in your last quarter, then give me a little raised hand. Okay, I'm seeing only one red and a couple of no answers. So Rodney, which is actually Denise, you answered on your other one, okay? And then Carol, Gear, and Barbara, how are you guys doing?
I never got there.
Okay, open your system settings and I'll walk you through it. Meanwhile, Carol, how about you?
I'm
yeah.
fine. I just can't find the yes and no.
Okay, good. So then that's what I need to know. If it's, you can't find
I
it,
do
then,
not know what's wrong with me today. I can't even
right.
find system
so
settings.
I'm going to close this file. Thank you, Julie, for showing us. By the way, so see, Julie's fine, right? So she's doesn't need to worry about space at all. Okay, does that make sense? She's like, life is good. But for those of you who you are somewhere near to the middle or more, Denise and Patricia, for example, then that's where you need to start paying more attention. We're gonna go to the same exact spot, so don't leave this place. Okay, I'm not done. I'm gonna let Julie go and I'll go to mine. But what we're gonna start doing right now is we're gonna go to a couple of other features that are here. So stay with me. And I'm gonna help Barbara and Carol or whoever needs, not Carol, Carol couldn't find her yes or no's, but she was fine. I'm gonna make you guys get here. So Barbara, share your screen so that I can help you get here.
I can't believe this.
All right, so let's see. On the, first of all, let's head over to your documents folder here on the left. Okay, cool. And now let's open your system settings. So go to however do you like to open it from your dock or from your Apple?
You know, I don't know.
All
I
right, so
go in
first
there all
of
the time,
all,
but I can't remember
all
how I
right,
do
so
it.
first of all, can you read this to me? It says that you have 81 items. How many?
63 items, 81.68 gigabytes available.
So 81
On
gigabytes, 81 on the iCloud, okay? So you see how she said on the iCloud? That's really important. Why does that matter? Because her documents are on the cloud. So the space that matters in this case is how much space she has in her cloud. Versus, now can you click on your downloads folder, Barbara? Okay, so now on your downloads folder, that's your computer. So what space do you have in here?
744 gigabytes available.
744 gigabytes available. That's a lot of space. Are you aware that when Julie was just sharing her screen, she had a total of 250 gigabytes. That's how big her hard drive was. And Barbara's has 750 empty. So it's already, she has 3/4 more empty space than Julie even had in her whole computer. This is what I meant, it's relative. Does that make sense? So she probably has either a 1000 or 1 terabyte drive or more. So for her to
I
have
also
only
have
200,
I also have all my photographs on 2 external hard drives. Actually, 4.
exactly. Yeah, I know that, but see, that's why it matters when it says, where is it available, right? In your computer is what matters. So now in her computer, let's open your system settings. So either go to the Apple up here at the top left. Yeah, and click, and then go to system settings. Yeah,
There it
there you go.
is.
Perfect. Now go to your general storage. And now in her case, she has 250 used of her 1,000. 1 terabyte is 1,000. So she's used 250 terabytes. If this were Julie's computer, her computer would be more than full because just 250 is bigger than Julie's hard drive. Does that make sense, you guys? But for this computer, which has 1,000 gigabytes or
Okay,
1
900.
terabyte, she is just as full as Julie was, meaning she has less than half. So proportionally, even though she owns about the same amount of stuff that would not even fit in Barbara's computer, for her hard drive, she is still proportionally doing just fine and very empty. Does that make sense, you guys? At least I know that you already said yes or no, but at least some nods or something. Like what I showed about two different computers that are a very different size and how proportionally it matters only as long as your computer can use. So it's not like 1 gigabyte is good or bad. 1 gigabyte of space in Julie's computer takes up a lot more proportionally space than 1 gigabyte in Barbara's computer, right? So if we find a 1 gigabyte file and we're like, oh, should I keep it or should I toss it? Well, for Julie, 1 gigabyte out of 250, well, it might be important to throw it away. But 1 gigabyte out of 1,000, maybe it doesn't make that much difference when she throws it away to her space. She needs to get rid of more like 20 gigabytes. Does that make sense? To proportionally take out as much from her computer than Julie would have to take out of hers. Because we're going to go look at file sizes in a different way right now. So I want you guys to understand
Can
file
I
sizes. It
ask
depends
a
on
question?
your computers, not mine or any other samples. It's truly your own. So yes, what's your question?
Okay, down here, it says Mac OS and it says 15.42 gigabytes.
Uh-huh.
But up here on applications, it says
Mac OS and
44.
applications are different.
44.87 gigabytes.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about, this is a great question. I am aware, even in my check loud mode, my reminder reminded me that it was break time and that I've passed my break time, in fact. So give me a second here,
take a
because
break.
I'm
You
gonna,
probably
yeah.
need one.
No, but meaning I'm not aware right now what the time is for break, but unfortunately my alarm reminded me that you guys need a break. But what I was going to say, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. I want to finish this. Her questions here are important. Applications is occupying space. And this is part of what we're going to go do after break. We're going to come back here and to another app that helps us look at sizes. So applications are just the apps that run on your computer versus the Mac OS is the app that makes your computer run. So they're two different things.
Ah, I got
Okay.
it. Thank you.
And then there's the system data, which is not the files you have, but it's data that the computer uses to run itself by opening the Mac OS. And many times this one's a big file and this one's a big file. And you're like, I don't see those things. I mean, you can see these, you add an application, you take away an application, it adds or takes away. You add stuff in here, it takes some stuff away. But how about Mac OS and system data? How come they're so big and can I change them or not? Or am I stuck with what I've got? So we're going to talk about that when we get back. So when we get back, make sure you know how to look at your file sizes. And so we're going to make sure that we understand file size over here, which is what we talked about on the Finder window. Seeing your sizes of things matters when what we're caring about is how much space we have for the computer to work or not to work. And then over here is where you start seeing how much space all these things actually take. Okay, so we're going to come back to the system settings when we come back from our break. Right now, I'm going to stop your share. Thanks for that. And
this
I'm
clock
going
is
to
faster.
look for, I'm so lost on time. What's the time? Someone please, I'm going to write in the message the time we're going to get back. Can someone-
11:18. 11:18.
Okay, I'm going to go for be back at, I'm losing it. Hold on, I clicked on the wrong
Make it
thing.
11:20.
Okay,
Wow.
be back at, why is this?
Yeah,
Sorry.
11:20. 19.
Let me move this over because my sister's computer be back at 11 20, and her keyboard is Spanish keyboard and the semicolon was somewhere else. Okay, be back at 11:20. See you guys in 15. Okay.
What's the Spanish keyboard look like? It's in Spanish.
It has like little tildes and ñes and accents, but also it moves like the question mark is in a different place. The colons, like they need to make space for other things. It's
Oh,
very
you're
similar.
having fun.
The at and stuff like that. So yeah. All right. See you guys in 15, sorry, at 11, 20, and 15. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah, nice keyboard. That's cool.
Hey, Barbara. How you doing? Yeah, you mute.
I'm sorry. I was just opening folders and opening photos.
You know what? I have the same problems as you have. You know, I have my hard drives full of garbage because I made 2 books this summer, and I finished
Oh.
my project for 2 books, 10 years each.
You print them?
Accumulation. I print them. Yeah, I print them, and I'm not going to need those pictures anymore. So I need to really do a cleanup on my
Well, I'm
catalog.
proud of you. I've never put a book together.
But then, I have so many hard drives and I don't know where they are, very unorganized. So that's my big project now.
Here's 3 that aren't even plugged in.
No, my God, I have big ones, not those little ones. I have 10 terabytes. I don't have the little ones. I have the big ones, the huge.
Well, I've got lots of them. I've got
But you know what?
1, 2, 3, 4 over here, and then I've got a terabyte hard drive in.
Yeah. Yeah,
in
no,
there.
I'm going to clean up. I'm going to clean up even the hard disk because it takes forever to look for something. And you know what? No, the photos I already did something, so I need
You
to
gotta
just
have
clean
them
up.
categorized.
Yeah, but I finished
Honest.
all my work on the photos, which is good. Oh my God,
Like
that's so good.
I've got 3 Diane folders, and I should have 4. And then I've got an Illustrator photo and a InDesign photo and what's this class? Mac photo, Mac photo, or yeah, Mac class. I'm exhausted. I can't even think. I'm so tired.
Yeah, no, me too. Yesterday I spent a lot of time trying to double back up my pictures, but I'm going to do a cleanup because nobody's going to see those pictures. I mean, I'm lazy to look at the hard drives to find out. If I die, my children, they're not going to go looking for the pictures, Mine as well, threw them away. I already did the books, so they can see the book.
What size
They can
books-
get
what
together and
size
see
book-
one book.
What size book
Let
did
me
you?
show you. Let me show you.
I like your pillows. I gotta quit smoking.
Look at Barbara.
Oh, they're huge.
Lake Tahoe for 10 years. And then 10 years of places that I visited.
What a neat spot.
Yeah.
Was that New
look at-
Mexico?
Yeah. And
In
look
the
at
ocean.
the ocean. And this one has another. For Lake Tahoe has another one.
Are you a photographer? Are these
No.
are these published books or
Yeah,
kind
published
people make-
books. No, when I had a camera that 10 years ago, the pictures are not that good as they now. So I have to do a lot of work on those pictures in Lightroom and some in Photoshop.
Then you've gotten really good in Lightroom.
Yeah,
haven't
I mean,
I
I worked
haven't.
so hard. I worked so hard. And then I made one for my granddaughter. Look at.
Oh, cute. That's in Spanish.
Yeah.
so that's
How old is she in that picture?
She's 9. Yeah, I made that for Christmas. But I made mistakes on that one, but oh
So
well,
these are- so these are personal books?
Yes, my personal books.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. that's my goal to leave something for them because
Yeah.
that's what I spend my time at. That's my hobby.
Sure.
Anyways, but like I say, I'm going to get rid of my pictures that I used. There is no need. I don't think they're going to go on the hard drive and look at the mess I have.
Bruce gave me, it's really huge. It's heavy to carry. His old infrared camera, it's a Canon, and it's got a big heavy lens and the Canon itself is big and heavy. So I don't walk a lot with it. And I wish I'm thinking I'm gonna get a backpack and put it in a backpack and walk with trekking poles because I'd like to take some infrareds down at the beach and up in the mountains.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Diana, we were sharing my books that I made.
Oh, how wonderful.
Oh, have you seen her books?
She has shown me on Zoom like this a few times, yeah, but I haven't seen all of them, just what she picked up
They're
like this and
really
showed me.
big. They're not little
Yeah,
books. They're
I know.
large.
She showed
This
she
is
showed
the
me the
one I
app she
made.
makes in them. That's
Enchanted.
wonderful. She shared with me the website that she uses, so yeah, it's wonderful. And then in the Photoshop class, when she said that, quite a few other people had used that site, so yeah, it's very cool. I'm thinking maybe I'll do something like that for for this last big trips that I've been taking. It sounds like fun. I'm noticing that my mouse hasn't
Your
been,
hair is really getting long.
what's that?
Your hair is really getting long.
Oh God, no, it's short. In fact, my hair, you never see my hair much because my hair is always behind me, but my hair's always been long. But now it's actually shorter than before. Because
Maybe
it
you
got so
put it-
tangled on
maybe
the
it's
trip.
up
Well,
on
it's just that with the blur, you guys don't see my hair. Plus, I tie
Yeah.
it back. Otherwise, my hair is like that. Anyway, is everyone back? I'm seeing some faces yes, some faces no. Give me a yes if you're the kind that's there but doesn't turn on their videos, then give me a little check mark. And if not, then I see you, then I know you're there. All right. Cool. Well, hope you guys had a good break. I
I
was
never
about to
got
put my alarms on correctly and I didn't, so I'm still gonna need a bit of help to make sure. Let me know around 10 to 15 minutes before the end of the class if someone can make a point of letting me know so that I'm a
time
bit more
in
with it.
class.
My alarm should be ringing by then, but as I told you today at 9 a.m., I thought, oh, it's so late. And it was really for my brain, it was, 4. So I'm still not there yet. Okay,
What time is class over? I'll set my clock on my phone.
12:35.
it's over at 12:35.
So
Okay,
you want 15 minutes?
so now, we basically have 2 major tasks for me to get through with today. One will continue on to Thursday, but the major one right now, I want to make sure that we all know how to create our folders, put folders within folders, put files within those folders. So that's the big thrust, okay, of today's class. I want you to know that today and tomorrow, not tomorrow, today and Thursday are the last 2 days of Mac Level 1. So I'm going to be showing you some sizing and other stuff at the end of today, and we'll continue that into Thursday, like different ways to organize and find files. But my goal, there's no more time to wait and see. This is the last week to organize your files. Next week, we'll start with Mac Level 2. And Mac Level 2 is all about using all these apps that come with our computer, and we're going to start working again with, our phone and our iPads. You know how we kind of reduced and we've been just working with our computers. Well, I need to show you where all these files are when they are on your phones and on your computer. So all of that is this week. Next week, we actually start with apps. So you need to be registered in the Mac Level 2. If you're not sure if you're registered in the Mac Level 2, I can check on the roster. So if anyone needs to see that, let me know. But other than that, I'm going to assume by now that you have registered to Mac Level 2. Otherwise, you will not get an email inviting you to join the Zoom class next Tuesday, because next Tuesday is the first day of Mac Level 2. Everyone clear about that one? We just have today and Thursday. That's it for Mac Level 1. Okay,
I have to
so
check.
if there's any questions about that, let me know. Meanwhile, as I've been talking, I have been setting up my roster. So I will now share with you the screen so you can see who is or isn't registered into Mac Level 2. And if your name is between A and S, last name, you should see yourselves in here. And give that an eyeful. And then just so you know, hold on. I have these 4 names at the end for people who are after the S. Okay, so if you're after an S and you don't see yourselves here, then you need to sign up. And then this, I'm going to leave it sitting here because there's many more of you guys who are before an S. And that, oh, by the way, what's the 80514? So I'm going to put that in the chat. If you guys need to register, you need to register into this here in 80514. That's for Mac Level 2. Okay, and it basically starts next week again, Tuesday to Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday, same time, same everything, just it's a new class. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna stop the share. Everyone done? You got your answers? Are you there? If you see your names, you're good. If you don't see your names, you're gotta sign up for the 80514. Hi, Justine.
Hi.
Good timing. We just got back from our break.
I was
All right.
trying to judge that. Like, I'm thinking it's about time that they'd be done with break.
Good timing, good judgment, let's say, more than good timing, good judging of the time. I am in Argentina right now, and I am not a good judge of the time, so I'm counting on you guys because my brain is all scrambled. Let's see, I was talking about that today and Thursday are our last 2 Mac Level 1 classes. So we need to have everything organized. At the end of today, if you haven't yet, you have to do a big push and work on your files so that by Thursday, anything you haven't organized yet, you know what to ask, okay? All right, so hi Rodney, I see you back. Okay. Sue, what's your question? And I have a very specific set of things I need to teach you by the end of today. So if the questions are going to be a bit of a roundabout answer, I will move on. But I will give you a short and quick answer. Yes, Sue? I can't hear you. And it's okay when you unmute yourself, we'll have a bit of reverb, but it's not too bad, so.
Real quick review on how to find the size of the files in the documents.
Okay, so since that's a big part of what we're going to continue to do, I'm going to hang on and keep answering Philip's, and then I'm going to share my screen and we'll move on. So yes, Philip?
Oh,
What's your
yeah,
question?
I'm on the top list, but not on the bottom, but I registered for the 2 at the same time.
What's your last name in Sulaco?
It's
Yeah, that's
Sulaco,
fine.
Mayan.
No, it was just me going up
It was
alphabetical order.
alphabetical.
The second list was just people whose names were after the S. You are above the S, so you were on the top list, so you're fine. That
Oh, okay,
means you're
great,
good.
thanks.
So life is good. Okay, so then back to files, and in a roundabout way, Sue's answer, the answer to Sue's question, which is how do we find out more about our files and and I'm extending that to be, and how do we keep organizing them? Then let me share my screen now.
Downloads maybe.
And here we go. So,
Do we get out of the, excuse me, should we get out of the storage?
no, hang in there still. I'm just sharing this window right now, but I will go back to that storage issue because
Okay.
it's what's under the storage that matters to me.
Cool.
So hold on, we haven't done that yet. All right, so for those of you who aren't following what Julie asked, please stay with your system settings open and go into the storage settings and I'll lead you there again, but yeah, we're not getting rid of that yet. So, in answer to Sue's question, but in general, so how you would find the size of a file if you are viewing things in the as list mode, then one of the top choices by default on the top is size. You have name, date modified, size, and kind. And remember, we just did the whole, if you click on a name, it goes alphabetical order backwards or forwards, date modified backwards or forwards each time you click on it, or and I'm going to go to size backwards or forwards. But see here, my size is not set up to calculate, which is what we just did with Julie's computer. So I'm going to do it really quickly on mine. I'm going to go to view, show view options. And I'm
Where
going to take my view,
view,
show view options.
I
It
don't
has to
have,
be, okay, you need to be in your Finder. Up at the top, it should
Got
say Finder.
Yeah.
View,
View.
show view options, and then this thing will pop up.
options. Yeah, what am I looking in the, what am I looking for?
Okay, do you have the view
I'm
options
there.
opened up? Okay.
Yeah.
Then at the bottom of that page, it'll say use relative dates, calculate sizes, and show icon preview. You want to calculate all sizes, and then your
Oh,
folders will
Mine-
now come.
Mine-
Now my folders have sizes. Okay.
No,
Wait,
work.
mine only has 3 things below text size.
Right.
It says show icons, show icon previews, show preview column.
Wait.
Below
Are you in the
text
same
size-
window? Are you in the same
Yes.
window?
Well, I
Right.
think
Where does it say text size? You only have 3. Have you selected your box? If you don't have a box selected, if you're seeing
had-
this,
I had documents selected.
if you have
So this
documents
is
selected,
documents. It says open in now mine says, oh, yours is open in list view and mine is column view.
well, that's a choice because you have been seeing your things in list view, then in column view. Change them to list view, and then that'll open up into list view. So change if you're in
Oh,
look, if
yes,
I'm looking
yes.
at things in columns view,
So
when I go
mine,
to my view, let me
Yeah.
explain it, it says open in column view because it assumes that's what you want, right?
right,
So if you're in list view, then when
So
you
it-
view it, it
yes.
says open in list view. So that's,
Yes, I
but,
have
but I'm
that
not
now.
just answering you. When I am answering you, I'm making that clear to everyone because they didn't know what you meant by that. So I explain it so everyone knows what I mean. So this thing defaults. Okay.
Right.
Then after that, you're saying that under this, you don't have choices?
No, I,
No. Now I do, although you say group by none. and
Let me
I say-
explain why. Guys, when you're in columns view, remember I just showed you this a little bit ago. You don't have the words name, size, document. You don't have that, right?
Yeah,
As opposed to you have it in list view. You have
Yeah.
name, date, size, kind.
Yeah.
So when you go to columns and say view options, it's showing you the view options that exist under column view, which is very few.
yeah,
There are no view options. Columns view is a good one. I haven't taught you it yet. It's a good one, but there are no view options versus you're in list view where you have all these viewing options. When you go to view, show view options, then these are all the possible view options. In fact, see how it says name, date modified, size, kind? What if I turn off date modified here? I stop seeing date modified there. If I turn on date modified there, now I see date modified there. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Say that I want to see iCloud status. Here's the iCloud status. A lot of my stuff is in the cloud. If I turn off iCloud status, I don't know that. So if I turn on iCloud status all the time, then it's showing me what's in my computer, what's in the iCloud. When I go to my downloads, nothing is in the iCloud because the downloads is not in the iCloud. When I go to my documents, a lot of the stuff is in the cloud. Well, everything is in the cloud. And then a few things still need to be downloaded. If it has a little down arrow like that, like it's a little cloud, it's hard to see, but it is a cloud with a little down arrow. That means that it might need to still be downloaded. But when I open the class files, a lot of the files that are inside are in my computer. Some have to be downloaded onto my computer. So it all depends on those little icons. But I wouldn't have seen that unless I turned on the iCloud status. See that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it off because it doesn't come on automatically, but I think that's a really good one for you guys to have. Although if you put yourself in the cloud, it's always in the cloud, so who cares? So that is choices within the list view. Okay? And the calculate all sizes now, all my folders have a size. So my class files folder is 8.9. But when I open it up, it's these guys that are full, that have a certain. Now, Sue, I see that you're looking really confused. How can I help?
I'm in
Share your screen
documents.
instead of explaining. Just share your screen. It's easier. And then I'll know it's just what's happening. I think it's the views and stuff that's confusing you. So
Yeah, it is.
go ahead and
Um,
share your screen so I can help you out. Okay, so
So
now
I'm
you have
trying.
very few have
See,
files,
blank.
right?
I need
Yeah.
you to.
Yeah,
I-
so now you need to turn on calculate all sizes, but until you turn it on, it's not going to work. And see how it's unchecked?
Where's
Over
calculate
here.
sizes?
Move your mouse here. Down, follow the pink line. Down, 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 down. There it is. There you go.
Okay,
So
so how
now,
did you get to that?
how did
How
you
did you
what?
get this?
We went to view, show view options. You did
Where?
this.
No, that's not what
View.
my view showed. This is what my view showed.
It shows now hide view options because you're already seeing it. So hide it and then it'll say show view options. So go down. Hide view options. That disappeared. Now go back to view. And here it now says show view options.
Ah,
And that window
Okay.
pops up again. And that's where
Great.
you turned on the, okay? So that's
Thank
how you turn it on and off. And these are the
That's-
ones that if you turn on and off, you'll see more or less choices up at the top. Okay?
got it.
Most of the
Thank-
ones that are open are the ones that really matter. Okay?
Right. Yep, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, before I share my screen again, anyone else who needs to ask a question that you might need to share yours?
I'm lost.
Where are you?
Illustrator, Photoshop.
Who just spoke? Philip, who just spoke? Who said I'm lost? Philip,
It
was
was
it
a
you who said I'm
guy.
lost?
Philip,
Yes,
Okay. Did you just say I'm lost? It was a male voice and it's just
so
you
that
or
was
Rodney.
me.
That was you, okay. There's only two guys right now, so it's a try. If it's a female's voice, I have to try to figure it out, but it's either Rodney or Philip. Okay. So you don't have that many files, but you have a lot of links to websites, so that's why you might
Mhm.
not see it as well, because those files don't have sizes, but let me share my screen. Here we go. If you have a window with a lot of sizes and you're
Mhm.
seeing folders, and I went to the
Right.
kind so that all my folders would come together, and my folders do show me sizes. But if they didn't, I said people should go up to the word view, show view options, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna unclick the choice calculate all sizes and see how now the folders do not show me sizes? Because it needs to be calculated. It's one thing to see that this is 800 KB and see that this is 115, but a folder has to calculate all the stuff that's inside of it and add it up. And that's why you calculate all
Mhm.
sizes. And now this says that it's 9 megabytes, but if I open the folder, it's 9 megabytes. Hold on, it's 9 megabytes, but 1.7 of them is in here, 6 is in there, 7 is there, 8 point, does that make sense? Adding all that up gives me the 9. And that's why it's the word calculate here, because it needs to add up whatever's in itself. So I have so many screenshots. And by the way, I can make this a little bit. I have so many screenshots that I have 290 megabytes. When I open, I have so many of them, and each one of those is quite a bit less than 1 megabyte. right? But I have 317 of them. So they add up to 290 megabytes, okay? So that's the calculation of what's inside of the folder. Okay. Before I continue, I see a question from Michelle. You're muted, so if you're talking to me, I can't hear you.
I finally figured out how to do what you were just doing. But
Yeah.
what is the point of that again? Like having that
Okay.
little box?
Having,
Yeah, why open? Why would
calculating
you
the
need
si-
to open it?
why do you need to know the sizes of your folders?
Is that what it's basically for? 'Cause
It's
other
to know the
stuff-
sizes of your folders, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
watch my sizes. If
Yeah.
my computer's running out of space, I would want to see where my big files are. So
Mhm.
I can see what's outside of the folder. I can just see its size right there.
Yeah.
But if it's in a folder, how much is my entire folder taking up? So in this
Okay.
case, my entire folder is taking up 9 megabytes, 8 megabytes, 43 KB, which is nothing. It's like kilobytes. Remember, 1,000 kilobytes makes 1 megabyte. So 43 KB is 6 KB. That's like non-existent. And in fact, if I look inside of it, there's nothing in it. So that's just kind of the weight of my folder, right? It's like almost nothing. Folders weigh nothing. Organizational means weigh nothing. It's what's inside of it that weighs stuff. But then I get to this last folder, 15 gigabytes, and 15 gigabytes, 1 gigabyte, 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte. So this is equivalent to 15,000 megabytes. Look
Oh.
at how much bigger this folder is than that
So
one.
gigabytes is a lot.
Gigabytes is humongous. So what if I'm looking to make space here? Will I bother starting on getting rid of some screenshots? That's a joke. I have 250, I have 378 screenshots. I can get rid of 290 or 300 screenshots and I'll make barely a dent. Versus, let me see what's in this big guy and see if I can start tackling some of those gigabytes. Does that make sense?
Yeah. thank
Now,
you.
I'm not sure a lot of you guys have that much stuff, but it's like, where's the biggest mess? Well, the biggest users of memory would be over here. So then I would open this one, which by the way, is called Do Not Remove. These are real files. The rest I'm messing around with because I'm just teaching you guys, but I purposely gave myself this folder. I gave it a ZZZ name so that it's always sitting at the bottom so that it doesn't show up too much. And then it reminds me to not move what's in here. This is actually stuff. It's my rosters. It's my files, my class files. It's like, don't move these. That's for me. So that's what I named my folder. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because you name your folders whatever you need. It's like, if you don't want a financial folder, don't put a financial folder. Put in the name that it makes sense to you, right? I owe this money, or people owe me this money. Like whatever you want to call it. I called it don't remove. I have some real files in here, right? It's just a folder. Call it whatever you want, as long as it has the stuff you need, okay? Now, when I open that one, I have a ton of folders inside of there. Okay, so I have these are the current spring rosters in attendance. Sorry, the current summer spring rosters in attendance. Those are the spring ones, which are still valid because when one thing follows the other, you need them. These are actually the spring Photoshop class files, my summer design class files, Photoshop class files. So I have class files in here that we use daily. And these links here are shortcuts to these folders, to the ones that I'm using in class with my other classes, right? So I'm like, don't touch these, Deanna. I'm reminding myself
I like that.
that
big
as much as I mess things around from here to here in this class, I'm reminding myself, don't mess with this ones, right? Because I will be messing with these now while we make more work. Now, why am I seeing all my folders together instead of alphabetically ordered? It's because I clicked over here on the word kind. And so it really helps to have that kind of, having clicked that there, because now to organize, it's a bit easier. Let me show you what I mean. When I go by name, when I go by name here, what if this is a file that's supposed to go in the folder called writing? And I have to go all the way here, and then I need to grab it and I need to take it to that folder called writing. That's kind of uncomfortable, right? It's like, oh, I have to
Mhm.
take it from here and I need to drag it all the way down, 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 and I need to keep dragging until I get here, and then I put it in there. Does that make sense? In fact, this is a real file, so I'm actually gonna drop it in there, because that was a refile. Versus my new novel, right? I just saw my new novel is right there. My new novel is very easy to drop into writing because it's right there. Like, it's handy. It was easy, wasn't it? It's not so easy if it's way over at the top. So in order to put all my folders together, I'm going to click by kind right there. So now with my folders all together, now I'm going to stop with each one of these from here, and I'm going to be able to just drop them easily. So if I made the right folders, and that's what I'm going to now, we're going to talk about to see if you made the good folders, then I can say, okay, the app home, okay, what it includes, oh, that's a Mac class file. Okay, so I'm going to go and drop it into class files. But I'm going to do one better than that. Inside of class files, I already made some subfolders for Mac class files, right? So I'm going to open this and I'm going to grab this file and I'm going to drag it straight in. Sorry, this is the one that I need to drag. I'm going to drag it. Oh, I hate the touchpad. It never seems to do what I want it to do. I've told you already how much I hate the touchpad, don't you? Since I never use it unless I need to, I don't even get really good at it. So here's my Apple home class folders. I'm going to just drop it right into Mac class files. There it goes. Then I'm going to look at this one and go, oh, that's a family file. Where do I have my family files? Let me see. Did I make a folder for family files? Well, I made a folder for personal. Maybe I put it in there. Let me open personal. Oh yeah, look, I have family files inside of personal. And in fact, if I open family files, oh, I have a dad, daughter, and mom. Maybe I'm mom. So this one is going to go into mom. So I'm going to drag it and put it into mom. Does that make sense? I'm organizing because I already made a set of file folders that is ready to go. But what if I don't have the folder ready to go and I don't have this neatly filed away? Well, first of all, for those of you who did make a bunch of really good folders, then I recommend, so for example, Julie, she had like, I don't know, 12, 13 folders and no loose files. That's the goal. That's like, whoa, she's there, you guys. For the rest of us, if I click on name, I have folders and files and folders and files. This is more typical of what my files would look like if I just ended up bringing things in from the documents folder, from the downloads folder, from the desktop. I'll have a bit of a mess. So in order to start organizing, that's when I said I recommend hit the word kind, puts all your folders at the top, and then it lists the rest of these in alphabetical order. It's the default. And so I start from the top, and then I never have to go, okay, paper bulls needs to go all the way in the file up there, and how do I take it there? Because I don't see it, and I have to drag it. Does that make sense? Like, instead of having to drag things around by clicking on kind and having all my folders ready to go, then I just start from here. Sample screenshot. Where does that one go? That wasn't screenshots. Boom. Another example of what? Oh, it's another screenshot. I'll put it in there. Boom. Better Snap tool. Oh, that's a Mac class file. Well, let me open my Mac class files and I'm going to put the Better Snap tool right into, actually, I think it's a Photoshop class file. I'll put it in there. How about the color wheel? That is definitely a Photoshop class file. I put it in there. I'm done with class files. I'll put them away. Forest. Oh, that one belongs in, for example, I don't know, personal. Does that make sense? You find the stuff and you store them. So now, before we start doing that, how many of you feel like you're done with your main folders? You got your folders, you're all organized. I highly doubt that many of you can say that. And if you are, then you've been working really hard and congratulations to you. Give me a yes. If you have your main set of folders, give me a yes. People who know they don't have all the folders they should have, give me a no.
Oh, I don't know.
right.
Yes.
So yeses and nos. Now, for those of you who said no, we're going to create more folders. For those of you who said yes, I challenge you. if you open your financial, for example, and you find, 45 loose files, I challenge you to say, well, what subfolder can I make to collect my financial files and to make that way that makes more sense? What subfolder can I make in screenshots to have them make more sense? And if the screenshots are class files, then why don't I take them out of the screenshots folder and put them in the class files and that they belong? Because usually my screenshots are class screenshots. Does that make sense? So
Nope.
move them out of here. Look at this one and go, oh, that's a screenshot that I put in my videos. That's done and over with. Move to trash. Just because it's in the documents folder doesn't mean that you have the right files. I made you clean up your downloads. I made you clean up your trash and your desktop. But maybe you put junk. Originally, you had some junk in your documents, and when you go here, you go, oh wow, that one, I don't need that one anymore. Okay, let's trash it. Versus this one is when I show people where the icons are. Yeah, I'm going to keep that one under general class files, and look at the difference of what I'm about to do. I'm going to put it in general class files. Now, why? Because that's something that works for all my classes. Okay, so what I just did, this screenshot is, let me just call it, you should always try to rename. I'm going to call this one Zoom emojis for class, right? So if I want a demo, I called it Zoom, so now it went all the way to the bottom. So I just called this one Zoom emojis for class, right? If this one is something I teach Zoom in Photoshop, Illustrator, Mac, so it's not a Mac class file, it's not a Photoshop file, it's just a class file for all my classes. Now, when I take it up there, I'm going to have to put it in the general folder for class files. Does that make sense? Instead of just putting it in the one, I can just put it there. Or I could have a folder called all classes. Does that make sense? And it could go into my all classes. So I'm going to do that now this time. I'm going to take it. I was showing you that. Where did I leave? I have so many screenshots. It's ridiculous. Here we go. So this one, I'm going to move it, and I'm going to move it, and I'm going to start dragging it up. And this is when it gets complicated, because how am I dragging this up? Well, I'm holding it with one finger and I'm scrolling with the other one. And this isn't necessarily a very easy thing to do. But I did it. I came all the way here. What's that?
You're not using a mouse.
No. Oh, I dropped, and I actually dropped in the wrong place. Look, I dropped it under taxes. I'm going to take it over to class files. But there's a much better way. The whole point is that I'm about to teach you a much better way. Okay. So for those of you who still have folders to make and files to move, which even if you made your folders, I'm sure you still have files to move. I'm going to grab this one and put it back in screenshots. There it is. And I'm going to show you a better way. 99% of the time, I like to look at my files under list view, because as I said, it has so much more information. So I really like the list view.
What view was it?
But view as list.
Okay, thanks.
But there's one view that's better. If you have a ton of stuff that needs to move from one folder to the other. So if you only have 3 things, 10 things, 25 things, don't bother. This is an all-in-one. But if you have a lot of files, I prefer to sheet things as columns. I want to make this be something that's easier and not more confusing. So if I show you columns and for you it's just one thing too many, just relax, back out, and we can show you again how to do things in list view. But let me show you why the columns view, which has less information for file, but it's better for filing. So everyone, just watch for a minute before you start doing it yourself. Just watch. So if I go to my documents folder, by default, my stuff is viewed by alphabetical order as well. This time I don't have the choice. It's just alphabetical order. If I look at this file, it gives me a big preview of it. This is that preview that I think Philip has already in the list view. It comes in the columns view. When you click on this one, it shows you the preview. When I click on this one, it shows you the preview. Great. Now look what happens when I click on a folder. Oh, it shows me all the folders that are within that folder. Now, I'm going to go back and show you what that would have looked like in list view. There's my Adobe folder, and I would have had to open this guy, and that's it. Those are the folders within that folder. Do you remember that?
Yes.
These things are inside of there. And then if I open this one, these folders inside of there, which are inside of there. And if I open that one, these folders inside of there, which are inside of there, which are inside of there. And if I open this one, oh, look at that. Nothing opened. That means it's empty. How about this one? Nothing opened. It's empty. How about this one? Nothing opened. It's empty. Nothing opened. It's empty. So ultimately, the folder called Adobe Media Encoder has nothing in it but a bunch of folders. So this is what creating a structure looks like. If you know that you're going to start collecting knitting patterns and that you like to knit clothes, then you might make a folder called knitting with a subfolder called shirts, sweaters, pants, socks, gloves, hats. Does that make sense? Have them ready to go. But maybe inside of gloves, you might have mittens or fingerless ones, or, you know, the ones that you cover and uncover. I mean, there's so many types of gloves, right? So this would be folders within folders within folders. Does that make sense? Now, I give that example because someone who shared their knitting interest here, but I'm sure you all have interests that could have something like that, like internal folders. So, but in this case, this is folders yet to be used. There's nothing in them. Now, an example of folders that are in use would be, give me a second there. So this is an empty folder. I just created it, demonstration. There's nothing there. But this folder, class files, has folders. And if I open my admin for classes, there are files. So this is like the end game for this one. That is the file that's inside of that folder, that's inside of this folder. So this is how you do it in list view. I like that for when I'm just looking at my files. But when I'm organizing them, let me show you columns. If I go to my class files, here's what was in my class files: admin, hierarchy, top, macro. Okay, I just want to see what's inside of admin. Click of admin. This is what's inside of that, and that is inside of that. Does that make sense?
Nope.
So watch. If this is my main folder that holds stuff, the second column is everything that's in that folder. Yeah? Yes or no, Philip, for this portion? In the as column view, and you might not have folders within folders, so watch my example for now. If I have a folder that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 folders inside of it, when I want to see what's inside of them, I click on one, let me say the top one, it shows in my third column. So this is equivalent to the paths. So when I click on, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can keep seeing. So when I click on this file, this isn't a folder anymore. This is the file, and it's the file called how to look up your username and create a password, and it's instructions. This preview is the same as if I had hit the space bar and it's showing it bigger. This file is inside of the folder admin for classes, which is inside of the folder class files, which is inside of documents. So guys, does this sound familiar? Have we ever seen something like that before? Let me take you to the path bar. We've been looking at the path bar before. My how to look up your username password file is inside of my admin for classes folder, which is inside of my classes folder, which is inside of documents, which is inside of iCloud Drive. Let me bring this to another example that makes more sense to you. Say that someone, a friend of yours who lives in, I don't know, Spain, wants to send you a letter by snail mail, they'll have to say, this letter needs to be addressed to Diana Musacchio. She lives in 123 State Street in Santa Barbara, in California, in the US. That's the path to my house. Does that make sense, you guys? That is the address or the path to my house. What's in this path bar? So the biggest one is the US. Maybe it could say Earth. I don't know. In case someone from Mars is writing to me, it would have to go to Earth. Then it would have to go to the country, which continent, which country, which city, which town, which street name, which apartment number on that street name and number, and then my name. And that would finally get to me. So that's like sometimes we have folders and folders and folders and folders. So that's a long way in there. The columns view imitates that. It's showing you that in the folder class files, it kind of, you do it backwards, but basically if you look at this is inside of that, it's inside of that. If I now go over to hierarchy, oh, inside of hierarchy, I have a folder called second level. When I click on second level, oh, I have a folder called third level. This is an example that I've put together for this, where there's folders within folders, within folders, within folders. You can still keep having folders, right? I think I stopped right there. This is that example of something that has a lot of real sub, you know, folders. It's rare that we need that many sub, but it is. And then if you look at the path, this is inside of that, which 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 is inside of that. So all of that is inside of the folder called hierarchy, which is inside of the class files. This same thing, had I seen it in list view, would have been open class files, open hierarchy, and see, and it's like folders within folders within folders. If I keep closing them, right? But if I open them, here's my second level, and here's files that are in my third level for, you know, it's like, as I said, it's rare that you get to that, but I have some folders that get that deep, yeah. But mostly it's like 2 or 3 layers deep. So it's the same to see it this way, or to see it in columns view. The big difference is that you isolate in column view just the folder you're looking for. So if I decide that this file, right? Sorry, not this folder, so health. Say that health needs subfolders. So find one that you think needs subfolders. So say that my health folder needs subfolders. Then it's easier to make my folders within folders in this view. So I like to create my structure in columns view. And then I like to organize them and deal with them in list view. So why do I like to put these in my health view, in my folder view? Watch. Let's start by creating a folder. And if you want to just do this as an example, just do it with me. Go to documents, like we did before. Just be in documents, and let's go to, say, file, new folder, and let's create a folder that's generic that we can all make. Let's rename it into, this is where I like the recipes example, although I have one here. Let me call this one new recipes. And if you have a recipes folder, call it something else, but it kind of works because we all understand food versus we don't all understand knitting patterns or how to build an airplane, but we all understand food because we all eat. So let's make a folder called new recipes, and we're going to make it, and then you can use it as an example, and then you can throw it away. Okay. So give me a yes when you've all created a folder called new recipes. And if you have a recipes folder, that's why I called it new, or call it sample folder for recipes or something like that. Everyone create a folder. Now, how did we create that folder again? Be sure to be selecting documents, and then go to file, new folder. That folder is called untitled folder. We need to right click on that untitled folder, and we need to say that we need to rename it. So right click, rename, and then call it new recipes. I'm going to call this one new recipes, and then I'm going to throw it away. Now, why do I have to call it a different name? Because you cannot have two folders of the same name. I can't have new recipes and new recipes. They would cancel each other out. The computer would go, nope. They have to be unique because otherwise the computer can't find them. That makes sense, right? We, in real life, we can have two pants that are identical and we'll figure out, I don't know, which one is cleaner, which one is dirty to wear. But on the computer, you can't have two identical ones. So we have now a new recipes and a new you. Now I don't want the new, so I'm going to right click and I'm going to move that one to the trash. If you have a new recipes, give me a yes. Okay, guys, I need to see a yes from everyone before I move forward. This is demo time that everyone needs to do. We're going to figure out how to create a better file structure with folders within folders. That's what we're doing now. All right, so if you created your new recipes, and I'm seeing yeses almost everywhere. Now I put my mouse in the second column and I right click and I say new folder, just watch. And it created itself inside of new recipes. So now I'm going to call this one breakfast. Breakfast recipes. I'm just going to call it breakfast. But if I look at my path, I have created breakfast inside of new recipes and new recipes inside of documents. So it's ready to go. Now, parallel to breakfast, I'm going to say lunch. But lunch is equivalent to breakfast. It's a main category. It's not like egg dishes. It's like lunch, breakfast, lunch, dinner. So let me right click in here, make a new folder, untitled folder, and call this one lunch. Whoops. Maybe I'm trying to make like a menu for, maybe I'm someone who caters and stuff, and there's someone's hired me to cater a whole weekend for a wedding party or something, and I have to set up a whole bunch of different things. So now I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to right click and say dinner. Or maybe I'm making the family recipe for the week. I don't know. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, dinner, lunch, because the D goes before the L. It alphabetizes itself. Okay. Now, done. Now, let's get some ideas. What kind of categories could we have inside of breakfast meals? So select breakfast. You could have, what do you guys like to eat?
Dish?
Pancake.
Egg, let's say categories at this point, but it's okay. Say that you just think of scrambled eggs. I'll put scrambled eggs. But if it's a category, like when you look at a menu in a restaurant, at a breakfast place, what would be the categories inside of breakfast? A few of you guys said something, but I was talking over you. I didn't hear it. So can you throw out your ideas?
Eggs.
Omelets or
Okay, I'm going to say new folder omelets.
Yeah.
Is it 1M or 2?
one and
OMG.
two Ps.
Like that? It's
Yeah.
so many different ways of spelling it.
Omeletes.
In Spanish, it would have only 1 T. Okay. Another category for breakfast? Other than omelets?
Pancakes.
Cakes.
Now, you might go, well, that's not a category, that's a recipe. What if I have, bell pepper and goat cheese omelet, and then I have,
Blueberry.
jalapeno omelet, or a blueberry pancakes versus a, whatever, maple syrup, blah, blah, blah. So those would be the actual recipes, right? Say that I have pastries, new folder for pastries. Okay, so I've kind of put in folders, 3 folders within breakfast,
Yeah.
within recipes. Is that working, that you can make the folder where you want it?
Yeah.
Now, let me take you all the way back to documents to list view. So if I now go to the new recipes, there's the 3 first categories, breakfast, dinner, and lunch. When I open breakfast, there's my omelets, pancakes, and pastries, neatly organized. Now, when I start making my recipes and I make my 3-cheese omelet, I would put it in there. When I make my jalapeno omelet, I would put it in there. When I make my blueberry pancakes, I would put it in there. When I make my whole grain, non-fat, I don't know, you know how there's like bazillions of types, I would put it in there. So that would be the recipes themselves. Maybe under recipes, I will have sugar-free and gluten-free in different categories. I don't know. Does that make sense? But see how easy it was to create the organization in the column mode? Had we been in this view, every time I create a new folder, you need to be careful, because if I want to make a folder inside of new recipes, right? How do you call beverages? Say I want to make a beverages menu under new recipes. If I'm in documents and I select new recipes like that, if I go ahead and make a new folder, it showed up under the U, and if I call this one beverages, it goes under B. It didn't go into new recipes. Now I have to grab it and I need to put it into my new recipes. Does that make sense? Which is just as fine, but the other one is in 1 step. This is 2 steps. Got it? Now, when I say got it, and I'm getting some good faces and some not so good faces, now what I want is some clear yes and no. If this helped you and you got it, give me a yes. I'm not expecting yeses from everyone. If this is still confusing and we need more solutions, more examples, more hands-on, do it while you watch me, please give me a no. So if beverages was just breakfast beverage might be different than a dinner or a lunch beverage, fine. But if it's equal in categories, then I can leave it there. Maybe under beverage, I can have, alcohols or sodas or, drinks or something else. And then it doesn't matter if it's lunch, breakfast, or dinner, or maybe not. Maybe I want to make specific, maybe I want. So smoothies could be breakfast smoothies, smoothies could be lunch smoothies, smoothies could be a dessert. It all depends. So you might put a smoothie in. So this is just an example of how you would organize things. But if everyone has breakfast, omelets, pancakes, pastries within recipes, new recipes, watch what happens if I'm selecting beverages right now. And I'm wanting to see the omelets and the pancakes, but I'm selecting beverages. Look what happens if now, maybe you guys don't have beverages, but I do know that you guys have the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Say that I've been selecting dinner because that's where my hand is at. It's on dinner right now. But now I want to go inside to add some omelets. When I change to column view, and I have to go find it. So where's new recipes? Here it is, new recipes. I have to make sure here to switch to breakfast, and then to pastries, and then over here I'm going to start writing, I don't know, breakfast pastries, right? Now, when I say I'm going to start writing something, I don't write the file. The file has to be written in Word or in Pages. I have to write it in a different app. But this is the holder that's going to hold them. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
This is the path for them. So for example, I am going to open Pages. And if you guys have the Pages app in your computer, go ahead and open it. If you don't have it, then you probably do have it. You just have never used it. How do I know? Well, how do you know if you have the app? Go into your applications and go down to the letter P and see if you have the word Pages. You might not have it in your doc. So then open it up from here. I'm going to clear your answers and give me a yes when you've all opened the word Pages, the app Pages. So I'm going to double click to open it. It's an app. When I double click on it, Pages will open up. Now, if you've never used it, or if you're using it for the first time since an upgrade, it'll say, what's new, right? And it has a whole list of what's new. Then say continue. And it wants to open a document or to create a new one. We're going to create a new one.
Oh,
Okay.
where's the hand?
What's that? We could just click on new.
There you go.
Yeah, Barbara?
When I go to applications,
You don't have pages? Do you have
no,
Word?
it's down on the bottom, but when I go to applications, I have Chrome apps and Padlet, and that's it.
Under applications?
Yep,
You're missing your applications? Well, then hang in there. I can't deal with that right now. Let's
okay.
continue with pages, but yeah, I don't know where you could have put them. Let's figure it out. But we'll figure it out. I can show you on the app how to figure it out. But anyway, is everyone here? Did you all get here? If you didn't get here, let me know. If you found pages and you opened, okay? So if you went to your applications and you found it, other than Barbara, who said she didn't find it,
Well,
when
I've
you
got it.
double click on applications, you should see this thing that says new document down there, or click on the plus sign for new document and choose a template. If you are here, give me a yes. If you are not here and you
Yes.
need help giving here, then give me a no, or let me know that I can help you. So Carol, Patricia, Denise, Yolanda.
Pages is open, so I want new.
So I need to know how we're doing. Let me see, what time is it, by the way? It's 4:15 and we have till 4:35. Okay. All right, so Denise and Patricia, if you don't have pages, do you have Word? Do you have
Oh,
any
that-
other app
I
that
have
you're
Word.
comfortable using?
I have
Okay,
Word. I don't have
Patricia,
pages.
open. Okay, open Word. Denise, what's your issue? I can't hear you.
I have a different screen when you open it.
But are you opening pages?
Yeah.
How, I mean, can you see blank or pay, like how different?
I see a big pencil,
You see what?
The big
a
pencil.
big pencil, and then it says pages up. You want me to scroll my?
Yeah, go
You-
ahead and share your screen. Maybe you don't have the app installed. Let me see, share your screen.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
I can.
Wait, oh shoot,
Oh,
just a second. I think I messed
There.
it up. Okay, share. Okay, this is what I have.
that's what I have too.
Okay, so that's just a selected and you're doing the preview of the app, but you haven't opened it yet. You need to double click to open it. Not there,
Oh.
on the
Oh.
name,
Ah.
not on this.
Oh,
The
that's
preview
it,
never
double
works.
click.
It's the app. It's the preview
Yeah.
just shows it to you, but you still need to double click on the name of the app. Good point. I wasn't making that. So double click.
Here?
Okay, and so your box is over, so you need to drag this box in so we can see the whole box.
Elemental
No,
P.
the bottom one you need to drag in. The one
What?
that opened up, not that one, stop,
Okay,
the
how do
other one. Go to the bottom right where you saw a window, it says Ventura County Ballet or something on the right side. Another one, that one, click on that
Yeah.
one. Okay, drag this one into the middle.
Oh.
Yeah, from the top. Keep going. It's so big that it feels, keep going. I need to see the bottom right. There we go. It's so big, but see, this
Oh.
is where you have your choice to open a new document, but you have it right there. It's make this window smaller so in the future it's not so big. So down
New
there.
document. Okay, there we go. Choose pages.
Is the window is so big it was filling your screen.
Yeah. we're
Okay,
there.
now you're there.
Choose the
Okay.
template.
So now
Oh.
you can choose blank. Okay,
Yeah.
And I
Now
can
we
choose
can choose blank, yeah.
yeah,
I,
and that's
I have
all.
yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, wait, she
Quickly,
has another question. What?
on all my documents, I don't have the little arrow. I have to double click to see the sub documents.
Okay, show me the Finder window. Stay where you are. You click on that one, yeah.
Okay. The document.
Documents.
See, I don't have the little arrow. I have to double click on here.
Yeah, I
to-
see what you mean. Go backwards. There is I think you have it in some group view. I think I had that problem before. Let me see. Go over here to group for a second. I think you might have them grouped by something. Yeah. Turn off the name and go to
She's working
none.
with the others.
Excuse me.
She's working with
Turn, go to none.
She's talking to me.
There we go. Now you have the little folders.
Oh,
You had
Huh.
them forcefully set up in the group by name over there, and so it was doing other weird stuff. Now you have it. So thank you, you guys. Yeah, if you're seeing something that is clearly different than what I've been showing, definitely do that. Okay. So is everyone with me now? Pages, double click. Who else? Patricia, you're opening Word. Okay. Now, I'm gonna open a blank file. And now I can't teach you how to use Pages right now, so just be patient with me. And I'm gonna demo it first before you do anything, okay? I can't teach you the entire Pages app. I just wanna teach you the following thing, how to make a file and save it in the right place. So here we had the documents folder. We had created a new recipes. We had created a breakfast and we had created an omelet folder, right? So what if I want to use to make a recipe that's supposed to go in here? So omelets, breakfast, new recipes, okay? So I'm in Pages and I'm gonna call this one 4 cheese
Creating that.
omelet. Okay, 4 cheese omelet. Ingredients, directions, So let's assume that we have made our wonderful 4 cheese omelet, right? So once again, this is just an example. We're not gonna make the whole omelet. Well, since it's a title, I should put it in. So you don't even need to write 4 cheese omelet. You just need to go yada, 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 right? Tack, tack, tack. Click on 4 things and let's say that this is our 4 cheese omelet recipe. Everyone do that. Just write the word, I'm going to say 4, that's probably a better name for a cheese omelet. We're not going to write the recipe. But everyone go ahead and write a sample name for a sample. If you're dairy free, invent a different one. I don't care. We're writing it now. Okay, everyone's there. You've been able to write something. Don't ask me, how do I make titles? How do I use Pages? I can't teach you that. I'm teaching you any program you open, any application you open. I could be in Photoshop. I could be in Photoshop fixing a sailboat photo by adding a bird into the clouds. I could be making an omelet. I could be doing my taxes, whatever it is that I'm
Did
doing,
you make it bold or?
it's time to save it
Or
in
did
the
you
right
make it larger
place.
or bold?
Well, the
So,
larger you go to the points.
Rodney, Denise, you guys are talking
Oh,
for
I'm sorry.
everyone can hear you, and I truly don't care. I want you to stop and listen to me right now, everyone. I don't care for it to be bold or large. I just want one letter. Just type the letter A in this document. That's all you need to have. Okay? Now it's time to save this in the right folder. This is the part that I'm teaching you. I want to put this in the exact right folder, not who knows where it's going to end up. And this is the part that most people make a huge mistake in. I don't care what application you're in. It doesn't matter. 100% of applications, when you're done with your file, you need to save it. So let's go File, Save. File, Save. Shortcut would be Command S. Okay. And then look at my screen. Once I say File, Save, I get this window. It looks very similar to our Finder window, doesn't it? And that it's a sidebar with my folders. The first thing that happens is that it gives me an untitled name, and let's call this one 4 cheese omelet. Or whatever recipe you're making. Maybe you're making a blueberry muffins recipe. I don't care. 4 cheese omelet. I'm gonna target my omelets. Give me a yes if you were here. I need to make sure that you made it here. We're gonna save, and it's gonna be called 4 cheese omelet. Oh my God, I'm so many typos. And this is what matters. A lot of the time people just save. They just kind of go boom, save, and they have no idea where this will go. So Denise, everyone don't keep going. Stay right here. Don't keep going. And yes, Denise, what's up?
I have one, I don't have the sidebar.
Is this your save? Does it say save here? Like it's your save file?
Yeah,
Okay, you're right. Do you have this? Thank you for saying
Ye-
that. Do you have this
yeah.
window? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sure other people had this too, and thank you for
Yeah.
reminding me. If you've never used this file before, it gives you this little mini window. Thank you, Denise. This little mini window is not very comfortable. It's for people who don't know where things go. Because basically what it's telling you is you're going to save your 4-cheese omelet to where? Somewhere in Pages in the iCloud. Well, that's not good enough. I wanted to put it in my documents folder, in my new recipes, in my breakfast, and in my omelets folder. Does that make sense? So in order to do that, I need to click on this little arrow so I can see my entire window. So this little arrow there. Once I click on this one once, I'll never again have to do that. This is only first-time users or who never knew this, whoever see this window. The rest of the people, once you do it like that, you will always, always, always look like this. So it's fine. It's a one-time thing that you fix, but every time you go to a new app, you need to do that. Now here's my side. Let me grab this, put a mouse in here to make it a little bit bigger so I can see it a little bit better. So now, if I told it that I want to save my 4-cheese omelet, what I need to do now is go find the right folder. Otherwise, it's going to go into the iCloud at a place called Pages where my generic documents are going to be, but I don't want it there. I want it in my documents. I'm going to go click on my documents folder. I can only do this if I've already created a good structure, right? So I'm going to go find my new recipes folder. New recipes. But I don't want to just drop it in new recipes. I want to put it inside of breakfast. And not anywhere in breakfast, but in omelets. So since I created the structure, I can put this, it's like the difference between walking into my house after shopping and dropping everything in the front door versus dropping in and saying, I'm going to take the butter from the living room front door through into the kitchen, open the door, open the little flap on my refrigerator and put it in the butter slot. That's what we're doing right now. We're putting the butter in the right place. Does that make sense? Versus dumping it at the entrance in the driveway and having to just, every time I need butter, I need to go all the way to the driveway to butter my toast. I'm putting the butter in the right place. When I made it here, and I'm going to do this again, I go to my sidebar, I look for my big folder, documents. Then I scroll up and down and I found my folder, new recipes. Then I go, well, breakfast and omelets, and here we are. Now I will save that file. Now, if I minimize this, so just you can see there it is. If I look at my Finder window, okay, I need to go and cook my recipes. I need to go cook oh, I made this great recipe. Let me go find my files. Do I have it hanging out on the desktop where it's easy to find? Although I might make my 4-cheese omelet once a year, twice a year. No. I'm like, oh, I know where I put it. I open my Finder window. I go to my documents. I go to my new recipes. And at this point, I could also be looking at it in list view, right? I can go into my new recipes in list view. And I open my breakfast and I open my omelets, and there it is, 4-cheese omelets, saved in the right spot. Pretty cool. I see some people saying yes, some people saying no. Let me clear your answers. I am happy to do this again. In fact, I will do this again, not just I'm happy to do it again, but I want to know how many got it. And I have 5 more minutes. So give me a yes if you got it. Give me a no if you didn't get it and you need help or a repetition. Okay? Now I'm going to stop my share. And Sue, since you said no while everyone else is saying yes or no, can you share your screen and I'm going to walk you through it. And when I walk Sue through it, I'm not just helping Sue, I'm just doing it again, but I'm doing it in an example where a real person is doing it so I can see mistakes, because when I do it, I don't commit mistakes, right? So it's easier for me to see the kind of mistakes you make when I see you making them. That's why a lot of times I want you to share. Okay, so do you want to share your screen, please, Sue? Perfect. Okay, so here's your 4 cheese omelet. Now, for Better First, you already saved it. And how do I know that you already saved it? Guys, this is a very important thing. How do I know that you already saved it? Because the name is already here. It doesn't say untitled.pages. It already says 4 cheese omelet. That means she's already saved it. The question is, did she save it into the right place or not? Right? And I don't know. How about we go check first? Maybe she did save it in the right place. Let's open your Finder window at the bottom. And let's see if it landed in the right spot. Well, for better or for worst, you're under recents. So I could select it and figure out where it landed. Click on recents. And Denise, remind me about recents next week. Click on 4 cheese omelets. Click on your recipe. Yeah. And over here, it's telling me that your 4 cheese omelets landed in brunch, inside of recipes, inside of documents. So it looks to me like you did a pretty good job if that's where you were heading. Were you heading to brunch? Was that your
That's
goal?
where, yes, that was my goal.
So you were successful. Now let's go see. Let's go to your documents. And let's open your recipes. And I said open when you're in this mode. You can just click on this little arrow right there. And there's your brunch. And go to your brunch now and open your brunch with that little arrow again. And there was your 4 cheese omelet. Success all the way through. Okay, well done.
I'm not
Anyone
sure
else?
how I did it, but that's
Because you followed instructions. Now we're going to do it again. This time, try to make another one. Everyone that's while I am helping people who didn't do it the first time, go back to pages. Those of you from it wasn't the right place, go file new pages document, file new, make another blank, and now make yourself a chocolate chip muffin. I don't know. Muffin. And this time when we go say file save, we're going to go to the same spot, but this time when we look for recipes, I'm going to put it under breakfast pastries. I'm going to save it right there, but don't forget to give it a name. Chocolate chip muffin. Save. So now I'll keep helping people. And then when you look, now you should have that in a different place. Okay. Michelle had a no before Denise raised your hand. So Michelle, can you ask me your question? Say what's happening with you first.
It's saving to the cloud.
Well,
So-
if your documents are in the cloud, that's fine.
well,
But
there,
if it's not, then it goes automatically to the cloud in Pages. So share your
Right.
screen. Share
okay.
your screen. Yeah, if you don't tell it where to go, Pages automatically saves it to its own Pages folder in the cloud. And especially when your things are not in the cloud, you don't want that, right? So let's go ahead and go to your Pages. Did you make your folder called new recipes? Did you do all that? You have
I
the structure for
did.
it?
I did. I
Okay.
don't know why it keeps.
So let's
What-
make a new document. No, it's okay. You were fine. Pages, new document. Let's make a new one and then we can go see what you did. But let's go to Pages, new document. Open
Okay.
blank. Call this one, I don't know, Zoop. Anything, any meals,
Okay, it says muffins.
muffins, okay. Now let's say file save.
Oh, then it does go.
Call
but
it a
then-
name. And then the problem is, hold on, give it a name first. Okay, muffins. And then the problem is that we didn't open it yet. So by default, it can't go deeper than that. So
Oh.
here, you're stuck in saving it only in the big options like documents, but it won't go into the right place. So to put it in the right place, you need to open this little icon. Yeah, now you have your whole window. Now you can go find your documents, go find your folder. It's called, no, that's your desktop. your documents. Now go
It
find your,
doesn't, but you just have to look it up, like look up the recipe thing, the blue ones.
yeah. And since it's an
oh.
R, if you called it recipes, it's R. So scroll fast all the way to the R's, if that's what you called it. There it is, recipes. And then it's
Oh,
it's
that's
9.
not
Okay, so stop. This is good. Last example. What if it's a muffin and you don't have a folder for muffins? You can make a new folder right now, but since you're in the spots, it's going to make itself in there. So go click on new folder right
Oh, it's
now.
actually there. Okay.
Call this one pastries or breakfast or whatever you want to call it. Or a dessert muffin. Perfect. Say create. Now this is a way of creating a folder on the fly. Now, if muffin should be in desserts, you're ready to go. Now you can save it and it's going to save into the right spot.
Okay.
And now you can go see if it did. So go over to your documents right there. Let me clean all my pink stuff and go to your recipes and go to your desserts, which got made in the right place. And you can open desserts here too. No, you just, yep. And there
Oh,
are your
yeah.
muffins.
Great. Thank you.
Now, if you did by mistake save it at first and went to the cloud drive, click on cloud drive. For people who don't save things in the cloud made a folder called pages in the cloud by default. Since you didn't tell it where to go, open the pages and you'll see the first recipe in there. No, there's your
I had
smoothies,
some other ones. Yeah.
right? And you made them in the cloud, even though you're not keeping your things in the cloud, because by default, all programs want to save themselves to the cloud. So unless you told it where to go, it went into the cloud. And later you'll go, oh, I don't have my smoothies anywhere. Nope, because you saved it into the default cloud folder. So now you can grab it and put it in your recipes document by dragging it. Okay?
You
You
just
can just
drag
drag it
how do you
into, drag it from there into
drag
the
it
documents.
into documents.
Documents, yeah.
I don't know how to drag.
Select it, click, yeah, from there, and from the little, yeah, from there, but slower, just, yeah. Oh,
It's not. I know.
I
it's
hate
open on
the,
one of them.
yeah. Are you sure you want to remove it from the cloud? Yep, you're moving into your documents, which is not in the cloud anymore. Yep, there we go. Documents, yep. And now go to your documents. And they didn't land in the right place. They just landed somewhere. So now you have to go find them. I think they were then the S for smoothies. And this is where it's a bit easier to then put them in the right place from the beginning kind of thing, right? Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
and now you
So
can
then
drag them over. All right, guys. I need my break before my next class because I am shot with jet lag. So Denise, really quickly, what's your question? Just to see if I can
Quick, why
quickly
did you
answer it.
make a document on pages and why didn't you use Word?
Because Pages is Word for the Mac and everyone has it. I don't know if people in this class have Word, but everyone has Pages because Pages comes with the Mac and it's the same program, only Apple's version.
So I could have used a new doc.
Yeah, you can
document.
have used a document. If you have Word, you can do it. Patricia
Yeah.
said she did Word.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But since I know everyone has Pages because comes with a Mac, I went for Pages.
Because I
But I
have
said,
Microsoft, I
This
have
is the
Word,
same
so-
process for
Okay.
Word, Photoshop, Pages,
Oh.
Excel, like no matter what app you opened, and I had everyone open Pages because everyone has it. That's the only reason.
Oh.
Then the same process that we just followed is for every single application in the entire world of computers. This is how you save a file.
Okay.
Okay? So now that
Thank
was a good
you.
question to ask because it clarifies it. It's the process of saving. No matter if you're in the most highfalutin program or in the simplest program, the process of saving is identical. You need to go find the folder you want to put things in the same process that we're doing
Right.
this whole class.
Mm.
Folder within
Okay.
folder within folder.
Thank you. See you
Guys,
Thursday.
Thank you.
Write down your questions. File your files, like put away your files into folders, create new folders, file, drag, and I'm sure things will go wrong and you will have questions. And if things don't go wrong, it's because you're not doing it. So go for it, do it. Thursday is our last Mac level 1 file. By the time we start next week, your files have to be organized. So you got from here to Thursday.
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.